This live high school football game of the week on Lake TV is brought to you by Burger Smokehouse, Slumberland Furniture, Quick Car, Pro Designs, Rick Ball Ford Lincoln in Sedalia, Lake Regional Sports Medicine, Alternative Remedies, Shawnee Bluff, Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, Eris's Pizza, Hawken Car Star, Chances Are, and the official photographer of Lake TV, Studio T Images.
It's time for the Burger Smokehouse pregame show. And now your host, William and Dave.
Good evening, folks. It's Lake TV's coverage of high school football, and it's your Burger Smokehouse pregame show. I'm William Holtz, joined by my man Dave Glendenning here at School of the Osage for what is our last regular season game of the year. The School of the Osage comes in 4-4, and they're going to play host to a very, very young but scrappy California Pinto team. They come in at 1-7 on your Burger Smokehouse pregame show. Dave and I, we're going to talk with both head coaches. We'll spotlight a couple of very special players, one from both programs, and of course, we'll have a lot more after this on the Burger Smokehouse pregame show.
Welcome to Burger Smokehouse. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Burger Smokehouse invites everyone to come and visit our unique visitor center. See all the amazing museum-quality displays highlighting the seasons of the Ozarks and learn about meat curing and the history of Burger Smokehouse. Peruse our factory country store where we offer the largest selection of cured and smoked meats found anywhere. While you're here, grab a smoked meat sandwich and enjoy our video tour in the Good Old Days Theater to see how we produce our famous products. Our four-generation family business has combined time-tested curing traditions with modern meat processing innovations to become the largest specialty cured and smoked meat processor in the nation. Burger Smokehouse is nestled deep in the rolling Ozark Hills near California, Missouri, just 20 miles north of Eldon on Highway 87. We're just a short drive from anywhere in the lake area. Just follow the road signs to Burger Smokehouse. You can find our products in grocery stores throughout the lake area. Visit our website at smokehouse.com. Burger Smokehouse, your trusted provider of cured and smoked meat since 1952.
Your car, it's part of who you are. It's your partner in weekday traffic and your passport to weekend fun. For all your car is to you, isn't it time you did something for it too? Quick Car's Unlimited Wash Club features unlimited washes starting as low as $22 a month. Plus, with every full-service oil change at Quick Car, you'll get an extreme interior clean for only $7. The Quick Car Unlimited Wash Club. Quick, easy, and professional every time. In Osage Beach, 2 blocks from Hy-Vee.
Welcome to Alternative Remedies Plus, natural remedies for your mind, body, and soul. If your body is out of balance, our Biomeridian Stress Assessment can suggest supplements that can restore harmony physically and mentally using our own collection of herbs and supplements. We also offer an extensive selection of vitamins, herbs, sports nutrition, weight loss, and other supplements. Alternative Remedies Plus. Visit us today in our new location next to the Big Red Barn, just off the square in Camdenton.
And welcome back, folks. The Burger Smokehouse pregame show here on Lake TV. We're in Osage Beach for School of the Osage Senior Night. All their seniors get an opportunity to be honored. Of course, not just the football players, also the cheerleaders, dance, band members, all of that good stuff. And it's been a very, very good senior class. But topic of priority tonight is high school football, and this is the last round of regular season. Dave, both teams are going to get into the district playoffs with the new configuration of the standings, and you look at California at 1-7. If it wasn't for the new configuration, they probably wouldn't be getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right, and it'll give some of the younger players that we're going to talk about in a bit, more experience, definitely good experience for those younger players that get in the playoffs.
Yeah, indeed, and California comes in decimated by injury. We were talking about that, Dave.
Yeah, they had, 11 seniors come out,
right,
and only 4 of them are healthy. The rest are injured for the season. So they've been playing a lot of younger players, freshmen and sophomores in particular.
Yeah, especially a lot of sophomores. And then, of course, you've got about 5 freshmen that are going to be starting in tonight's ball game, and they're going to get a very tough Osage team. Now, when you talk about the California Pintos, you think about a guy by the name of Marty Albertson. Took his team to 3 straight state semifinal appearances. Of course, they lost in all
all three of those. But the Marty Albertson era in California Pintos is over. In come Michael Gregg. Now, Michael, he comes from Scotland County, and he had a lot of success there.
Yeah, even with the baseball team as well. He had an unbelievable record with their baseball team. He's a good all-around coach.
Yeah, he was also involved in last year's state of Missouri third-ranked team, or finished third. The girls' basketball team was the assistant coach, and you touched on baseball. 41-6 was his overall mark as the head coach for Scotland County. So this guy, and as a football coach, they were 15-9, and for the first time in 15 years, they had back-to-back winning seasons over Coach Gregg. And so he comes to California, and his season has been very, as we said, very decimated by injuries. And we actually had an opportunity to talk with Coach Gregg earlier tonight.
Now joined by California head coach Michael Gregg. Coach Gregg, obviously week 9 in the regular season. Next week starts district playoffs. Everybody's in, so you have a chance to set the table and really prepare for next week. What are your guys' focuses in tonight's game?
You know, once again, we've got through injury starting a lot of young guys. So tonight it's just that growth and trying to see growth from the last few weeks and keep growing, moving into districts.
Very good. Obviously, young man at quarterback right now. What have you said of this guy coming against a tough Osage team on the road?
You know, he did a great job last week. He came in early against a good Blair Oaks team, threw a couple interceptions early, then settled down in the second half, got our offense some sustained drives, and, you know, each week he's just growing and kind of trying to lead this team.
Absolutely, Coach. We were talking about it. It's about sticking to the process. With all these young guys getting all this playing time, it's just come out here, play hard, and you're going to have some young guys have an opportunity tonight.
Yeah, definitely. You know, that's one of the things you don't want to say. You're trying to build forward to the future, but in our case, we've kind of had to through injury and whatnot's happening, because I think we're ended up with three freshmen starting tonight on our team, which is just something that doesn't happen.
Yeah, you got a lot of good young players. Future looks very bright. First, you got the Osage Indians. Go take care of business, Coach.
Hey, thank you.
Absolutely. That's California head coach Michael Gregg.
Yeah, you heard Coach Gregg talking about getting these young guys going. And one thing that they're going to have to do is they're going to have to get going in the running game, Dave.
Yes, and definitely it's Corey Friedmeyer, and he's their offensive MVP. He's basically the workhorse back for the California Pintos, and he's tonight's Slumberland Spotlight Player of the game.
Yeah, you look at his numbers right there. I mean, on the screen, Dave, he comes in as you said, the workhorse, really. He's got 104 totes on the year, 589 yards rushing. That's a very impressive yards per carry at 5.7, and he's found the end zone 3 times. Now, the thing is, those 3 touchdowns came in the first few weeks of the season. So, really, this California offense with all these young guys, they've had trouble getting going, and I have a feeling that he's going to have a hard time getting going against a very tough Osage Indian front. But if California's going to have a chance to catapult in the district standings, they're going to need a couple of losses, one by Versailles and one by another school. And they're going to have to win tonight by 13 here if they want an opportunity to jump in the standings. And if that's going to happen, they're going to have a big game from the running back, Corey Friedmeyer. And then also something to touch on, freshman starting at quarterback. We're going to get to that. I know we're just moments away from the national anthem here at beautiful School of the Osage. So we'll direct our attention to the flag.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise for the playing of our national anthem by the School of the Osage Marching Indian Band under the direction of Jeff Kyle.
Beautiful rendition by the School of the Osage Marching Indians here. As we get right back into it, for California, they've had quarterback issues ever since second week in camp this year. Jacob Wolken, the senior coming in, kid is unreal, threw for over 2,000 yards his sophomore season. I mean, he was just an absolute perennial all-state player, honestly, and he goes down with a torn ACL, and so in comes the likes of Liam Glenn, and then you also had another guy at quarterback, but neither one were really cutting it, and so Alex Kearns was the other one. You'll see him out of the backfield and also at the receiver position. Then comes freshman Bryant Davis. Now, his numbers aren't going to blow you away. He's 10 of 21, 0 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, but he's played Blair Oaks. Came in early, threw a couple of early interceptions, but then as you got an opportunity to hear Coach Gregg talk about earlier, settled down, and he goes, this is very valuable. For a guy who's a freshman, you're going to get minutes against a team. You may not see a front as gaudy as this defensive front when you talk about the likes of the linebacker core and also Sam McCubbin, Trajan Whittle, Austin Magnuson, all over the field is this defensive stout. I would say they're very, very stout, very, very tough against the run, very tough against the pass. And if you're a freshman quarterback coming in, your work's cut out for you. Now, when you talk about the Osage Indians, under the direction, of course, head coach Devin Johnson, they're 4-4, but all 4 of their losses, games that they really had an opportunity to win outside the Eldon game last week, that they really just dropped an egg. And it wasn't so much that they dropped an egg as when I talked with Coach Johnson throughout the week. He said, he goes, we didn't run any offensive plays. He said, every time that Eldon had the ball, they had the lackadaisical, methodical drive, 12, 15, 16 plays, eating up half, if not more, of the quarter. And when Osage got the ball, quick 3 and out. You didn't have an opportunity to get in rhythm. And Zach Wheeler did not play his best game of the season. Now, when we come back, we're going to talk about what Osage needs to do tonight against California. We're also going to talk with head coach Devin Johnson, and we're going to talk about a very special linebacker for the Osage Indians. That and much more when we come back.
At Lake Regional Sports Medicine, we're proud to support our local student athletes,
increasing their safety so they can compete in the sports they love.
At Lake Regional Sports Medicine, keeping athletes safe and healthy is not just a job, it's our passion.
That's why Lake Regional offers 5 area locations for physical therapy.
And a team of physicians specialized in sports medicine.
Lake Regional Sports Medicine, here for you.
Pro Designs, but better than a billboard.
If you're looking for a long-term, sustainable way to brand your business, wrap it. This is Jimmy at Pro Designs, and we're excited to announce we now offer financing. That's right. Pay as you grow with flexible payment options. Go to ProDesigns.com, click on the financing tab, and in minutes, know your approval status. Simple, fast, and easy.
Pro Designs, but better than a billboard.
On this one, I get the Chiefs winning. I got the Chiefs for sure. Like the Chiefs, I've got some hard-hitting gridiron deals we always have at the Rhineball Auto Group. Right now, what are we doing? It's just, this is kind of ideas, I was thinking a little bit. You got me thinking about the football and the Chiefs, and they dominate, and we dominate too. I thought we were just filling out a bracket.
What we doing, guys? See, just imagine it. Rick ball, football goes together perfectly.
Sounds gonna make a point there.
We brought together outstanding special purchases and customer favorites at Slumberland priced so low, they won't last for long. This tag means it doesn't get much better. So many to choose from. Like this Lazy Boy recliner for just $288. Customer favorites at special purchase prices. While they last, find your new favorite for less. But hurry in. Slumberland. It's a good life.
And we're back, folks, here at School of the Osage, where the Indians just moments away from kickoff tonight. And if you're Osage, a couple of keys to tonight's game, Dave. You can't overlook the Pintos. I know they're young, but they're scrappy, and they've got a lot to prove, and they've got an opportunity to jump in the standings. And a couple of keys, like I said, for Osage. Zach Wheeler, he's going to play better tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he had a lot of time last week to throw the ball, and he just wasn't making the throws. And tonight, in theory, he should have a weaker defense to go against, so he should be able to pick his spots and make some plays down the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Zach Wheeler's going to have to play better. One thing I want to see from Osage, though, is cut down on the crazy penalties. Last week they had a couple of hopping offsides and 4th and short situations, 3rd and short, giving Eldon automatic first downs, and those penalties are going to kill you, and also the false starts. Cut down on those. Also, you want to get off to a fast start. Those are two things I want to see Osage do. Now, if you're California, a couple things you've got to do tonight is you don't got to be scared of Osage just because you're 1-7. You have an opportunity to jump the standings. You also have an opportunity to knock off a team on senior night, so don't be scared. Also, for California, control the field position, and they're going to have an opportunity to do that through the special teams game, because that's been something that Osage has kind of struggled in the last few weeks. And so California, even though they're outmanned, control the field position tonight and don't give Osage short fields. And I was talking with Coach Johnson earlier, and before we came on for our interview, he said that's something we really got to work on tonight is the special teams. And as I said, we did have an opportunity to talk with Coach Johnson earlier tonight. Joined by Osage head coach Devin Johnson. Coach Johnson, obviously senior night for some of your guys. Touch about this senior class.
This is they were freshmen when I first got here, so they've been with me for 4 years, which is something special. So it's been a joy to kind of watch them mature and grow, and it's more of a joy to see them grow as men than football players. I mean, you just kind of see their growth academically, socially, athletically, and it's just really neat to see them mature. And in due time, we'll hopefully be able to bond great friendships and things. But tonight it's about them. So the fans are here, and the performance on the field is all about them and what they've done the last 4 years.
Yeah, no doubt, Coach. Very good senior class. Now, week 9 of the regular season, you've talked about all season long wanting to play your best football come week 10. You've got an opportunity to really see some things against California. What's your guys' focus tonight against the Pintos?
This week has been a little different. Our word of the week has been attitude. So we just want to have a positive attitude, and that comes out, too, on Friday nights that we have the attitude that we're the best team on the field. And we want to see our guys individually make plays. I feel like the last couple of weeks we've been waiting for someone else to make the play, and for us it's about all 11 guys. Go be the guy. Go be the man. So, we're looking to get better. The focus is about us, and it is every week. So I feel like if we play our best football, we can beat anybody that we play. But we got to play our best football. So defensively, we got to be a little more sound, a little more physical, and offensively, we just got to move the chains a few more than we did last week and see some better results.
Coach, now there was some talk going on that there is a possibility you guys could get a rematch against Eldon next week. Touch on that.
Well, right now St. James is ahead of them by about 0.8 of a point. They're playing a Class 4 school, so they get a few extra bonus points in the districts for that. The way we have it right now is we're matched up against St. James. We'll be prepared for either one of them. I mean, but week 10 you got to win. So we'd love the opportunity to play Eldon again, but we're focusing on California tonight, and then we'll see how it all shakes up.
Thank you very much, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's Osage head coach Devin Johnson. So you heard Coach say they're going to have to play well tonight, and part of that is going to be eluding the first tackler because California's young and scrappy, and if you're the Pintos, that's another key for them. Make sure you are the guy that when you get to the ball, you make the tackle. You can't afford to have a lot of missed tackles, and if you're Osage, you want to be making their defenders miss their tackles, and as I said, California's going to have to limit the big plays. Osage is a team that lives and dies by the big play. You're talking about playmakers, Dalton DePay, Drake Gaines. They love to get out in the flat. They love to go deep, and their quarterback, Zach Wheeler, loves to find them, and so if you're California, you're going to have to find a way to stop them from converting those big plays, Dave.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really hard for them to do that tonight with their young team. I really look for Osage to come out swinging tonight because they've had 2 tough losses in a row against 2 really, really tough teams. And I think that they want to get back in the win column tonight and maybe have a little bit of momentum going into the playoffs.
Yeah, and it would appear that regardless of what happens tonight, Osage appears to be sitting at that 6th seed. So they're probably going to be traveling down to St. James now. If something happened crazy tonight where Eldon was able to win big and St. James ended up losing, Eldon would hop into that 3 seed, and Osage will travel to Eldon next week, and that's going to be the site of our Lake TV Game of the Week for Week 1 of the district playoffs. And I know we'd much rather be seeing Eldon Osage round 2 for 2017, but it's very unlikely that's going to happen. It looks like the Indians are going to be traveling down to St. James, and this is a big opportunity for them to get right tonight. As you said, you've lost a couple. You want to get back into the win column and do all the small things right. Like I said, don't turn the ball over. Control the field position and tackle the ball carrier. If you can do those things, if you're Osage, you're probably going to walk away with a big win. And if you're California, you just want to fight and get ready for your first week of districts.
And not to mention penalties. Penalties have plagued Osage throughout this whole season. Untimely penalties have really killed them. So hopefully they'll cut down on those tonight, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, obviously you don't want to have those crazy penalties like we saw a week ago against Eldon. So that's going to conclude tonight's Burger Smokehouse pregame show. We got kickoff right around the corner. For Dave Glendenning, William Holtz, we're going to see you guys in just a moment for kickoff.
This live high school football game of the week on Lake TV is brought to you by Burger Smokehouse, Slumberland Furniture, Quick Car, Pro Designs, Rick Ball Ford Lincoln in Sedalia, Lake Regional Sports Medicine, Alternative Remedies, Shawnee Bluff, Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, Eris's Pizza, Hawken Carstar, Chances Are, and the official photographer of Lake TV, Studio T Images.
And we are back. It's game time, ladies and gentlemen. Osage set to receive. They'll get the ball first. And Dave, we were talking about Osage wanting to get off to a fast start. California's wanting to do anything they can do to prevent that from happening. Good crowd here for senior night, and of course we kind of anticipate that. Kick fielded out about the 30-yard line. Now cut back across to Pay, and he's taken down just shy of the 40-yard line. So excellent starting field position right there for the Osage Indians.
Yeah, the freshman Lucas Ashen on the tackle.
Yeah, Dave, I'm not sure I like you that far away.
I know. I miss you, Will.
So, first offensive series, of course, as we're underway here for Lake TV's Week 9 rendition of live high school football. Wheeler's out of the gun. Oh, ball's on the turf and very wisely covered. Boy, that went right in his hands. He just dropped that. So hopefully that's just a early jitter here for the senior quarterback. Senior signal caller going to have to do his best to shake that one off. So 2nd and 15 after the loss of 5. Not the start Osage was looking for. Wheeler now drops back. He's going to be looking deep for DePay. He's got his man over the shoulder and caught inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line. That's good for 38 yards in the first attempt of the game.
That's the big play we were talking about before the game. It might be there all night tonight. And again, that was a sophomore, Alex Kearns, in on the tackle.
Now the give, that's Hunter Neiman, and he cuts back and upended after a couple yards. The ball's on the turf, and they're going to say ball carrier is down. So, the California sideline, they thought they had themselves a turnover. Wheeler, no, that's Magnuson up the middle. 14 yards on the carry.
Looked like he had plenty of room to run on that play.
And that's for Drake Gaines from quarterback Zach Wheeler, and that's a touchdown. That's Gaines' 8th touchdown of the season, and for Wheeler, that's his 20th touchdown pass of the year. That looked easy.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. They just marched right down the field and scored 6.
Wheeler on the drive, 2 for 2, 53 yards and the score. The extra point is no good, so after just a minute 19 of play, Osage up early, 6-0. You're watching high school football on Lake TV.
Welcome to Burger's Smokehouse. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Burger's Smokehouse invites everyone to come and visit our unique visitor center. See all the amazing museum quality displays highlighting the seasons of the Ozarks and learn about meat curing and the history of Burger's Smokehouse. Peruse our factory country store where we offer the largest selection of cured and smoked meats found anywhere. While you're here, grab a smoked meat sandwich and enjoy our video rodeo tour and the Good Old Days Theater to see how we produce our famous products. Our 4-generation family business has combined time-tested curing traditions with modern meat processing innovations to become the largest specialty cured and smoked meat processor in the nation. Burger Smokehouse is nestled deep in the rolling Ozark Hills near California, Missouri, just 20 miles north of Eldon on Highway 87. We're just a short drive from anywhere in the lake area. Just follow the road signs to Burger Smokehouse. You can find our products in grocery stores throughout the lake area. Visit our website at smokehouse.com. Burger Smokehouse, your trusted provider of cured and smoked meat since 1952.
And we are back here on Lake TV as Drake Gaines set to kick for the Indians. Of course, he's fresh off that touchdown reception, his 8th of the year. And that's number 20 for Zach Wheeler. So Wheeler's favorite connection this season, and they start early. There's a low kick, hits at the 20 off the leg. Dakota Henry, he's up across the 25. Nice return up to the 32-yard line. That's where California starts here.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get Corey Friedmeier going here on offense.
Yeah, here's California's first offensive series, and one thing I just don't think you're going to be able to find room against this Osage defense, which is going to mean that this Bryant Davis, freshman quarterback, he's going to be relied on to do a lot tonight, in my guesstimation. Osage, they are crowding that line, and I'm not sure they cross. No, they actually scare somebody on the offensive line for California. He jumps. False start, going to back him up 5 yards. So 1st and 15 here.
Yeah, the Pintos can't afford any mistakes in this game.
Yeah, they're going to have to play very, very mistake-free if they want to stay in this one. So they're already moving backwards. 1st and 15 right now under center. Bryant Davis, the freshman quarterback, gives to the up man. That's a pretty good gainer on 1st down. Got 4 or 5 yards. And that's Liam Glenn, senior. Give him 4 yards. Going to bring him 2nd down and 11.
Appears they've got the wrong down on the sideline there. There we go.
We didn't ever get to our Slumberland Furniture Spotlight Player of the Game for Osage. Austin Magnuson comes in averaging 14.9 tackles a game. He has 8 tackles for a loss, couple of forced fumbles, couple of fumble recoveries. And he's a nightmare, one of the better linebackers we've seen across the entire state of Missouri. Oh boy, Glenn gets the handoff and nothing doing as Osage. They came in full force. They stacked the box, and they have 8 guys in the offensive line right there. Or sorry, defensive line.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to bring some heat all night and make that freshman quarterback win the game for them.
So 3rd and 11. First offensive series here for the Pintos. Interesting to see what Bryant Davis can get accomplished. These are such big reps as a freshman because obviously you're younger, not a lot of experience, but a chance to prove yourself and really solidify yourself as the starter moving forward. Out of the shotgun is Davis. Looks like we're going to have a delay of game. There's just a freshman mistake. Got to get that ball snapped. 3rd and 11 is already a tough enough situation. Got to get that ball off. And we talked about, you know, playing mistake-free.
That's already 2 penalties on their first 3 downs, or actually 2 downs.
So here's Davis now. He rolls into the flat and looking for Liam Glenn and just overshoots him a little bit. Falls incomplete on the coverage. Dalton DePay alongside Matt Hans as well. So this is a punting situation here for California.
And here's a chance for Osage to show us what they can do on special teams, see if they've improved in that department.
They got 2 guys back, Dalton DePay and Drake Gaines.
I don't recall seeing that this year.
And Osage coming. Good punt by Friedmeier, and that one bounces and then takes an Osage bounce across the 45 before being down there. So Osage, great starting field position again. 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, California's kind of already put themselves in a hole here early on.
Yeah, I mean, this is really going to be a good opportunity, and, you hate to say it, but Osage is going to have an opportunity to put up some numbers tonight, First down. As Hunter Neiman in there, gets the carry limited to a yard or so. Liam Glenn, first guy there for the Pintos, brings up 2nd down and 9 now. Yeah, Glenn's really one of the bright spots for California. Been really good. One of the few seniors still healthy for this Pinto team. So ball's on the turf. Neiman picks it up, and guess who? Johnny on the spot. That's number 30, Jacob Adams. He's the lead receiver for the Pintos, and that's going to bring up 3rd and long. So Osage, you've seen a couple of plays here where they have not been on the same page. That's the center and quarterback. You've seen some exchange problems here, and then, of course, that one just hits the turf. So 3rd and long, here's the give. Hunter Neiman. No, that's actually number 85, Josh McCubbin, and he's taken down violently. My goodness. Nice piece of hitting. Yeah, that's number 2, Dakota Henry, another senior who's played big this year. Actually, junior. It's a good sign for California. He'll be coming back next year, and if you can get this Brian Davis some reps at quarterback as freshman, you got some guys returning. This could be a good program here in the next couple of years. So I look for Michael Gregg to accomplish some things. And how about the Pinto defense now? Holding strong. Zach Wheeler in a punt situation. Gets that one away. He's averaging 33 yards a punt this year. That one bouncing and bounces and then down at about the 21-yard line. So that's good for 31 yards. And California, we'll get to see them their 2nd offensive series. I'd like to welcome Laura Hatfield to the booth, our Keller Williams Lake of the Ozarks agent. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, make sure you contact Laura Hatfield. Keller Williams here at the lake. Also a fun member at the door, Christian Fellowship. And Lori, we get to go to church together, and I will tell you, of all the things Laura's good at, it's not being quiet during service. So now under center, the freshman Brian Davis gives it to Liam Glenn, the up man, and Glenn, wow, carries a couple of Indian defenders. He's up to the 31, and I think California has a 1st down, sir.
It's going to be close. Yep, that sure is.
Really impressed with that. The offensive line, they got a nice push, and Liam Glenn, he knew what to do with the football once he gets it.
Your first down and 10 for California. They're on 31-yard line.
So after the 1st down, it's 1st and 10. Give once again, and that's Corey Friedmeier this time, or is it? No, Liam Glenn, the ball carrier. He has about 4 yards, and we've yet to see Friedmeier with a carry yet.
Tackle made by Drew Edwards along with Matt Hans.
Hans and Edwards, they combine for the stop for Osage. That's going to bring up 2nd and 6 now for the Pintos. You're going to have to see Brian Davis air it out here at some point in time. Maybe they're trying to get the Osage defense rocking a little bit, cheating a little bit. You rock them to sleep, and then you go for the kill. Boy, Austin Magnuson and Hutchcraft up at the line. Brian Davis, he hands off to Liam Glenn, and nothing doing in the backfield. Guess who? Austin Magnuson. Young man comes in averaging 15 tackles a game, 2-time All-State linebacker. He's a lock for All-State once again, and one of the best linebackers I've ever had the pleasure of watching, Dave.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's definitely the best defensive player we've seen all year.
Yeah, he does it all. Of course, no disrespect to any of our other coverage schools, but just so fundamentally sound, and he's got a motor that never stops. So 3rd down and 9 now. Brian Davis rolls out, steps up, looking for Jacob Adams. He gets a little push in the back, no flag. That falls incomplete and going to bring up 4th down and 9. He was looking.
Edwards and Hans on the coverage.
So after the incompletion, that's going to bring up 4th down and 9. I like what California tried for there. You get Jacob Davis on the out route. He starts to go out up the field, but in a double coverage, very unlikely that one's complete. But there you get an idea of the arm strength from freshman quarterback Brian Davis.
Yeah, he got it there, but wasn't pretty.
There is a nice punt off the foot of Corey Friedmeier, fielded by Dalton DePay at the 32. He tries to get outside. Nice block. Now DePay across the 40. all the way down to the 27-yard line, and Osage starts with outstanding field position. Dalton DePay, one of the big-time seniors for Osage. He's rocking and he's rolling, and what an amazing return for the senior.
Yeah, we've seen that time and time again this season. He's a really good returner.
Now welcoming to the booth, it's Tony Hadfield, the husband, obviously the spiritually and socially mature one in the family. He is the transportation director here at School of the Osage, and he is the president of the Missouri Transportation Association, recently elected, representing School of the Osage District very, very well. So got to give a shout out to our man Tony Hadfield joining us here. And we have a timeout on the field, so we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll have the rest of this one after this.
My father, Eris Pardalis, grew up in Greece. When he arrived here 50 years ago, he brought with him a taste of his childhood, a delicacy he would introduce to Missouri that brought joy to the taste buds of America. Pizza. Pizza so perfect, it could only have the Eris name. Eris's Pizza. We've been building communities around delicious food since 1961 and making friends for life.
I geared down my motorcycle, and as I turned my head, it was that little black Escort. And the next thing I knew, I was laying on my back. I had about 4 seconds with my wife. I told her I loved her, and I'd lost my leg.
When clients come to us who have been in a motorcycle accident, that person needs to be seen for the rights that they have, the human value that they have, and know that we are listening to them.
You guys made us feel like we were worth fighting for.
Price and Randall, client focused.
Complete.
Welcome back, folks. It's Ben Baker, the intended receiver. Incomplete on the attempt. We stayed a commercial just a little longer than anticipated, so 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Okay, so it's a completed pass to Ben Baker, 2 yards, and bring up 2nd down and 8. So now Wheeler. The give to Neiman, and he's taken down in the backfield for a loss. In the backfield, that's Liam Glenn, and it's a nice tackle for a loss. He loses 2 yards, and they're right back to that initial line of scrimmage. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
A little test for the Indian offense here on 3rd and long.
So 3rd and 10 now. Wheeler out of the gun. Looking deep. He's got his man Drake Gaines at the 10. And oh, he dropped the pass. I think he looked upfield seeing how he could split the Pinto defenders, but he didn't haul it in first. So Drake Gaines will be kicking himself after that one. He was thinking touchdown number 9 on the season, 2 on the night, but he thought that just a bit too early. So ball's the 29-yard line. I believe Osage probably going to go for it.
Yeah, I think Gaines going to be able to get open all night long tonight.
And they're going to have to bring, I like this here for California, bring another guy over, and now you're going to have a penalty. Uh-oh, yeah, it's
delay
against,
game.
Oh, no. Offsides, the hard count by Zach Wheeler. That's something California just cannot afford tonight.
Critical penalty. Now it's 4th and short.
Yeah, you shorten that by 5 yards. So 4th and short now. Wheeler out of the gun. Magnuson to his right. Takes the snap. Looking inside slide. He has Gaines who redeems himself. Lowers his head and rolls down about the 10-yard line. So that's good for 14 yards and an Osage 1st down. And partner, you talked on it. He's going to be able to create separation all night long.
Looks like they're pretty comfortable with that connection.
So 1st and goal from the 10. Wheeler now under center. Hand to Magnuson, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield. That's Neiman, actually, on the stop. That's number 77, Big Kent Riley, the junior, another guy that comes back for California. And the Pinto's really holding strong here in this first period, Dave.
Yeah. Well, another. Oh, I thought they were throwing another flag there.
That's a football. I thought the same thing. Wheeler now into the flat looking for DePay. He hauls it in, lowers his head, and Friedmeyer waylays him. Now, it is good for about 9 yards, but Corey Friedmeyer comes over and cleans that up. Also in on the stop. I don't see number 27.
I think Corey Friedmeyer's got a younger brother, Tucker, that's on the team as well.
So 3rd and goal from the 3. It's Wheeler with the read option. He reaches across the goal line, and I believe he's in. He is. Touchdown, Zach Wheeler. And Osage, they're up 12-0. Really nice job. Wheeler being dragged down at about the 2. Extends the football over the plane, and that's good. So Osage now, they're up 12-0 over California, and Zach Wheeler's looked really good tonight.
Yeah, Wheeler had a great fake to Magnuson and faked out part of their defense. They thought he had the ball. Looks like Osage might be going for 2 here.
Yeah, try to get to that 14-point mark. Now, surprisingly, Drake Gaines, the original place kicker for the Indians, he struggled a bit, and so ended up Colin Chilton won the starting job, and he's been pretty good. Now Wheeler trying for the 2-point conversion, extends the play. Ooh, throws to Gaines, and he's hit from behind. Really nice hit by Clayton Winkler, the sophomore. So you continue to see young players making plays for the Pintos, but Osage, they're out in front, 12-0. We'll be back on Lake TV after this.
Welcome to the best. Welcome to Hawken Car Star. For over 30 years, we have been providing the best auto body repair service in the Lake area. For the last 2 years, we have received the Top 10 award for customer service in the Car Star Nation. It takes the right team, facility, and passion to provide this level of quality. Call us to learn how easy it is to get your vehicle back to looking like new. There is only one name that stands above the rest, and that's Hawken Car Star. Located in Osage Beach. Just Google us. CarStar, North America's most trusted auto body repair experts. Relax! We'll take it from here.
Welcome back, folks. It's the Osage Indians out in front, 12-0. California really some hard hits, playing well, and see they can't move the football a little bit. We've seen Liam Glenn have a couple of nice carries, and see what California can do here on their second offensive series. Gaines set to kick. That's a squib. Fielded inside the 20. Oh, the ball's on the turf. And I believe the Indians have it at the 25-yard line. They do, and there's some extracurricular activity. That was Alex Curran's ball carrier. He got popped. And Osage right back with the football at the 23-yard line. It's the last thing you wanted to see if you're Michael Gregg, head coach of the California Pintos.
It appears that California recovered the fumble. It was hard to tell from where we are. But I sure thought that Osage Indian was on top of the ball.
Yeah, based on the reactions of everybody on the field and sidelines, I thought surely Osage came up with it, but California, they maintained possession, and they have a 1st and 10 at the 23.
Dalton DuPay came in there to clean up on that hit.
Wow. Similar to the hit we saw Corey Friedmeyer lay on DuPay. On the other side, DuPay says, it's my turn.
Payback. And I'm not sure what the quarterback was trying to accomplish there. He wasn't really running with authority. He was just kind of lumbering along there, and he got popped.
Dave, you at the age of 14 get out there and run with authority against this Osage defense. They are mean.
If I were out there, I'd be running with authority no matter what.
I know you would. Now the up man is Liam Glenn with the carry. He's got good yards up to the 27. We're going to give him about 8 yards, so nice job on Trajan Whittle with the stop for the Indians. And I'll tell you what, he's had an outstanding season. He comes in 73 tackles, 7 of those for a loss. He's complimented Austin Magnuson very, very nicely this season.
Let's see if Osage brings a little pressure here on 3rd down.
3rd down and 6, They certainly do. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Boy, did the Osage front come in there like a stampede, and Brian Davis had no chance. That falls incomplete and brings up 4th down and 6. I saw sack strip. Davis able to get rid of the football. It falls harmlessly to the turf, but California once again going to be forced to punt.
Yeah, he was very fortunate to get a pass off there. It's kind of hard to block 8 guys coming at you when we have 6 guys on the line.
Yeah, no doubt. So, uh-oh, bad snap. Oh, boy. Friedmeyer covers it. McCubbin knocks him there. So, Osage, 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line, and special teams once again, it's the Indians playing hard, and they've got it 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Boy, the game couldn't go as well as it has so far for the Osage Indians. Couldn't ask for anything more. And for the California Pintos, it's really exactly what you didn't want to happen in this game.
Well, it was 6-0 with about 3.5 minutes to go. And the last minute and 30, Osage scored and get the ball inside California 20-yard line. Here's the give to Neiman. He's got some room across the 20 inside the 15 down to about the 11-yard line. We're going to give him 5 as they mark him at the 12.
Yeah, I expect them to get a look at Drake Gaines here in the red zone.
Yeah, bottom of your screen. Here's the give to Neiman once again. Jacob Adams, first guy there, and then cleaning it up for a couple other Pintos. So, and we've got a whistle. Oh, there's a flag. It looks to be against California.
Now, that referee wasn't running with authority, Will.
I'll give you that one, partner. I don't know what exactly I'd call that. So
there it
goes. Too many men on the field, it looks like, for the Pintos.
Got a little more giddy up in him right now, getting that hanky.
So tonight's penalty marker sponsor is Laura Hatfield, Keller Williams Realty Lake of the Ozarks. Find her on Facebook. You can also find her on the Keller Williams website, I'm sure. Or, I know she's got business cards because they're all around the sanctuary at church. Talk about shameless advertising. They're there with my Lake TV pins, Dave. So Wheeler now. Austin Magnuson up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he's kept out of the end zone. Liam Glenn, first guy there for the Pintos, brings up 2nd down and goal after the penalty gave the Indians a fresh set of downs.
Boy, it looks like they're about 1 inch away from the goal line here.
Yeah, and actually Zach Wheeler, as you see, he checks off the field the jumbo package in.
Oh, yeah. I would say jumbo package.
It's Magnuson with the Wildcat, and that was too easy. Touchdown, 18-0 Osage, minute 01 left. And if you want to call Laura Hatfield, Keller Williams, give her a call, 417-294-0702. Make sure it's only business because Tony's standing right here. So 18-0 with a minute 01 left. Chilton in to attempt the extra point. The kick is up and blocked. Jacob Adams gets the big left paw up and blocks that kick. So with a minute 1 left here in the first period, it's Osage out in front by a score of 18-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're watching exclusive coverage of high school football on Lake TV.
Welcome to Alternative Remedies Plus, natural remedies for your mind, body, and soul. If your body is out of balance, our Biomeridian Stress Assessment can suggest supplements that can restore harmony physically and mentally using our own collection of herbs and supplements. We also offer an extensive selection of vitamins, herbs, sports nutrition, weight loss, and other supplements. Alternative Remedies Plus. Visit us today in our new location next to the Big Red Barn, just off the square in Camdenton.
Your car, it's part of who you are. It's your partner in weekday traffic and your passport to weekend fun. For all your car is to you, isn't it time you did something for it too? Quick Car's Unlimited Wash Club features unlimited washes starting as low as $22 a month. Plus, with every full-service oil change at Quick Car, you'll get an extreme interior clean for only $7. The Quick Car Unlimited Wash Club. Quick, easy, and professional every time. In Osage Beach, 2 blocks from Hy-Vee.
We are back, folks, here at beautiful School of the Osage, where the Indians are all over it and already 18-0. And this senior night, you expect these seniors to get a lot of playing time tonight. Drake Gaines set to kick. High end over end kick. Bounces inside the 5 and into the end zone for a touchback. Dakota Henry wanted none of that. So 1st and 10, ball at the 20-yard line for the Pintos.
And Osage again dominating the field position already in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's been a good start if you're the Indians. A minute 1 left here in this first period of play still. Brian Davis under center. Give to the up man, and oh, baby. It's an option. Friedmeier finally gets a carry, but Austin Magnuson absolutely destroys Dustin Bonecutter. The senior looked like he had the football, and it's Magnuson who comes in like a freight train.
Yeah, I think Corey Friedmeier's got a bullseye on him, and Magnuson's probably going to be watching him all night long.
Yeah, Friedmeier ended up with the football, but it was Bonecutter that Magnuson just cut the bones of. No pun intended. Oh, wait, maybe there was pun intended. So 2nd down and 10 now, 25 seconds left. Here in the first period, it's Davis. The give, Friedmeier, he has some room. Keeps the legs turning, and he's taken down by a slew of Indians at about the 24-yard line. I think that's going to conclude our first quarter of play. So after one, it's all Osage. They lead by a score of 18-0. When we come back, we'll have the second period on Lake TV.
At Lake Regional Sports Medicine, we're proud to support our local student athletes,
increasing their safety so they can compete in the sports they love.
At Lake Regional Sports Medicine, keeping athletes safe and healthy is not just a job, it's our passion.
That's why Lake Regional offers 5 area locations for physical therapy.
And a team of physicians specialized in sports medicine.
Lake Regional Sports Medicine, here for you.
Pro Designs, but better than a billboard.
If you're looking for a long-term, sustainable way to brand your business, wrap it. This is Jimmy at Pro Designs, and we're excited to announce we now offer financing. That's right. Pay as you grow with flexible payment options. Go to prodesigns.com, click on the financing tab, and in minutes, know your approval status. Simple, fast, and easy.
Pro Designs, but better than a billboard.
Welcome back, folks.
Here we go, 3rd down and 6 for the Pintos. Looks like they might throw their first, try to get the, going for the option, and there was no option there.
No, Brian Davis stopped. He gets about a 1-yard gain, going to bring up 4th down and 5 now, and once again, California probably going to punt the football. Talked about not giving Osage short field. They've already done that a couple of times, and Osage having no problems capitalizing.
And again, 2 guys back deep for the punt. Almost got that.
How'd they not throw a flag for running into the kicker?
We've seen that a lot this year.
I mean, I just don't know how the guy didn't throw the flag. The guy coming in, charging full head of steam. I believe it was Garrett Sutherland comes in, and I mean, he really just nailed the kicker after the ball left his foot. You need to have at least a 5-yard penalty running into the kicker.
He didn't seem to get a tip on the ball either.
No, I don't understand that no call, but Osage catches a break, and that's the last thing they needed. So 1st and 10 now, ball at the 47, Wheeler empty backfield. Josh McCubbin, he gets to play action, and then it's to pay on the receiving end of that Zach Wheeler pass. That's good for 11 and another first down.
Saw a little shove after the play, a little extracurricular.
10-yard gain on the play.
Let's keep an eye on that.
So empty backfield once again. McCubbin, bad snap. Wheeler picks it up, throws. Magnuson, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield for a loss of 5. Nice job by the Pinto defense. And really, of course, you like to try to make something happen there, but if you're Wheeler, just get rid of the football.
Yeah, he made a good play after the terrible snap. Could have been a lot worse.
I mean, you have Magnuson 8 yards back down the line of scrimmage. Of course, you love to get it into your playmaker's hands, but just get out of the box, out of the tackle box, and throw that out of bounds. 2nd down and 15 now. It's Dalton to pay, and incomplete. Jacob Adams might have had a hand on that one. Knocking it away. Going to bring up 3rd down and 15 now.
Jacob Adams on the coverage.
Yeah, Dalton Dupay is pretty sure-handed most of the time.
Yeah, certainly. Well, I mean, that kid's been a lot of fun to watch on both sides of football, special teams included. So 3rd down and 15, and Drake Gaines now, he is in the slot, single covered. Watch for him. 3rd and 15. Wheeler rolls out, looking for DePay. He's got him open, and that is hauled in inside the 5-yard line. Oh, baby, what a throw by Zach Wheeler. No problem for this Osage defense throwing it deep.
And DuPay showed you his hands on that catch right there.
Yeah, and that's good for 36 yards. And tell you what, Osage, they've got these playmakers, and right there across his body, Zach Wheeler is showing you why he's so capable of doing a lot. Here he is with the quarterback keeper, and then he's looking to throw very nearly inside the 1. We're going to give him 5 yards. That was dangerous. He almost pitched it backwards.
I think that was a good call on his part. He probably could have had a touchdown there.
Yeah,
he was a little indecisive.
Right, a good call. I think he was thinking, uh-oh, this guy's here. Am I still going to pitch it? Had he just stuck his head down and just gave it everything, and now it's Magnuson once again into the end zone for his 2nd of the game. And his 5th of the season, and it's all Indians. They're up 24-0 here.
And I think these seniors are having fun tonight.
Yeah, of course. You know, we expected them to have some opportunity to do some things offensively against the depleted Pinto defense, but just into the 2nd period, already 24-0. And that's why we said in the pregame, if you're California, first, you can't have the penalties, but second, you got to eliminate the big play, and they haven't done that. And third, you have to control the field position. That also hasn't
failed
happened
on all 3 so far.
Wheeler, he keeps it on the read option. He spins forward into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. For the first time tonight, it's good. It's 26-0 here, Osage, with 9:58 left in the first half. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back on Lake TV after this.
This live high school football game of the week on Lake TV is brought to you by Burger Smokehouse, Slumberland Furniture, Quick Car, Pro Designs, Rick Ball Ford Lincoln in Sedalia, Lake Regional Sports Medicine, Alternative Remedies, Shawnee Bluff, Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, Eris's Pizza, Hawken Car Star, Chances Are, and the official photographer of Lake TV, Studio T Images.
Takes me places. Hello, folks. Welcome back here on Lake TV. William Holtz, Dave Glendenning. Osage Indians taking us places starting next week. They'll be on the road to St. James for that opener of the districts.
Should be exciting.
So Drake Gay's now set to kick for the Indians.
Here we go.
Little squib action, bounces at a 30. It's going to stay in bounce. Fielded right there. Ooh. Fakes the end of round. Do the Pintos, and oh, baby. I think 2 guys, legs collide. Edwards along with number 31, Kyle Riley, the junior. And oh, boy, that looked like it could have been dangerous.
And again, the Pintos starting on the 20-yard line.
California will have the first down and 10 on the 20-yard line.
I'd like to see the Pintos, really lean on Corey Friedmeier here and see if he can get the offense rolling. They really haven't given him a chance to get going tonight.
You're not kidding, partner. So now it looks like they're going out of the shotgun.
It's Liam Glenn on the reception for about 6 yards.
So they go with a passing play here. Glenn now, I think that's the first completion of the night for freshman quarterback Brian Davis. Just real quick, the tagline for Laura Hadfield with Keller Williams Lake of the Ozarks, she's the real McCoy. She's something, all right.
Or Hatfield. Here's Friedmeier.
Couple of yards up the middle. Friedmeier in a limited role so far. Very interesting the way they've been using him.
I'd give it right back to him. Try to get him in a rhythm, see if they can keep these chains moving.
Yeah, 3rd and 1, I think that's your best bet. You really want a fresh set of downs here. You don't want to put your defense back on the field if you're California. Not yet anyway. You need to get a couple of first downs. So 3rd and short. Brian Davis pushes Friedmeier forward, and I think he's got first down yards. That's Liam Glenn, rather. He's got 3 and a Pinto first down, so fresh set of downs. That's exactly what California needed.
Brings up a first down and 10 for California. They're on 32-yard line.
That's only their 2nd first down of the night here, and that's a good time to get that. See a play action, see him take a shot here.
They've got 1 wide and
Brian Davis, dangerous pitch, picked up by Friedmeier on a bounce. Very fortunate that bounced right up into the breadbasket of Friedmeier. Really ill-advised pitch right there by Brian Davis.
Yeah, that was not a good pitch at all, and Friedmeier had the concentration and the hands to scoop that up.
And a close enough relationship with the football gods that it bounced right up in his breadbasket.
Exactly.
So 2nd down and 6 after the gain of 4.
Looks like some pressure from the Osage Indians.
Uh-oh. Into the flat, nice play right here. It's Liam Glenn. He's got some room across the 30. He may go from 66 yards out. Brian Davis, his first touchdown pass as a varsity starter, and it's on a play action. He did a great job getting it out to Glenn, and Glenn trots 66 yards to the house, and that's a big-time play for these Pintos.
Yeah, great play for the California Pintos. Osage was bringing a lot of defenders, and that quarterback had 3 guys coming right at him. He did a great job getting rid of that ball, and he was wide open.
And I'm not sure who had the block wearing number 82 over here on the far sideline, but he really sprung Glenn into the 2nd level of the defense, and from there it was all speed from Glenn. The extra point is up, and it's good for Alex Curran. So with 7:29 left in the first half, it's 26-7, Osage up. We'll be back. No, we'll stay just for a minute. Here's the Alternative Remedies Plus fan cam. As you see, the Osage or the California cheerleaders and faithful, they love that one, and rightfully so, as Brian Davis to Liam Glenn covers 66 yards and the first touchdown of the night for the Pintos. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.
On this one, I get the Chiefs winning. I got the Chiefs for sure. Like the Chiefs, I've got some hard-hitting gridiron deals we always have at the Rhineball Auto Group. Right now, what are we doing? It's just, this is kind of ideas, I was thinking a little bit. You got me thinking about the football and the Chiefs, and they dominate, and we dominate too. I thought we were just filling out a bracket.
We're doing, guys. Well, see, just imagine it. Rick ball, football goes together perfectly.
Sounds gonna make a point there.
Welcome back, folks, just in time. As Osage, they brought the house, and all it took were Pintos. Liam Glenn made 1 guy miss, and he was off to the races.
Here we go, Clayton Winkler set to kick it off for the Pintos. Short kick. Fielded by Ben Baker.
Good field position once again for the Indians.
Ben Baker on return for the Indians. Right out on Dakota Henry. Sage will have it first down and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
Wheeler is going to be under center here.
Magnuson, the up man, and Hunter Neiman remains in a tailback. The give is to Mags. He's upended and then pushed backwards. Actually, that might be Trajan Whittle. Exactly who it is, and he has just 1 yard. So look at these Pintos. They're fighting here.
That's big. Harrison Green in on the stop.
Yeah, the sophomore. And I mean, to tell you, we keep mentioning these freshmen and sophomores every time we see a player. It's either a freshman, sophomore, and sometimes junior. As you saw Liam Glenn, the senior, he took that one to the house, but it was from his freshman quarterback. Now the pass into the flat falls incomplete as Wheeler was looking for Trajan Whittle. That's going to bring up 3rd down and long. And look at the Pintos now. They're going to try to get the football back to their offense.
3rd down and 9.
Boy, and that offensive series for California, what I like is Davis was under center, or under pressure, and he really put a nice ball into the flat, gave Glenn an opportunity to go get the football, and of course Glenn did the rest with a nice block. Well, that's Wheeler looking for Ben Baker, and falls incomplete on the coverage. Clayton Winkler, the sophomore, and that's going to bring up 4th and 9, and I think the Indians are going to be forced to punt.
Yeah, Wheeler, he had all the time in the world. He just didn't set up right and get that pass thrown on target. You can't fault the Osage's offensive line on that play.
Wheeler stands at his own 30-yard line. Gets away, good one. Directional kick. That stays in bounds and takes a real nice bounce, fielded at about the 12-yard line. So that's going to be good for 46 yards, and that's where California takes over. So really nice punt. Directional punt, really rode the sideline and ended up being down at about the 8-yard line. Sorry. Actually at about the 14-yard line. Man, that's a really nice punt.
And again, the Pintos pinned back.
First and 10 now. Ooh. Davis, the handoff, then he takes a shove. I'm surprised you don't see a penalty on that. DePay really just punishes Brian Davis, a freshman quarterback, and I've been surprised at a couple of the plays we've seen after the play here. No penalty markers on the field. Big Gage Swafford gets the stop for the Indians. Going to bring up 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, I do have a quick thing I want to add. Pat McAfee, the retired punter for the Indianapolis Colts, one of the all-time great punters in the NFL and in college. He sent a T-shirt to one of the best punters that had the best game last weekend, and the NCAA wouldn't let the punter keep the T-shirt.
Glenn lowers his head. DePay takes him down. That's good for a loss of 1 on the play. So
he was furious. He was furious. And with all this stuff that went down today with the North Carolina Tar Heels, he said he can't believe that he can't even send a football player an $8 T-shirt, and the NCAA won't let him have it. He was furious, and rightfully so.
Right. Speaking of punters, one of the all-time greats in the Big 8, Bucky Scribner. He was a 2-time All-Big 8 selection. He was an All-NFC selection in 1984 with the Minnesota Vikings. Passed away recently. I golf in his Memorial Golf Tournament tomorrow. Bucky died at the age of 57, brain cancer, but amazing man. Resided down here, Lake of the Ozarks, and just an amazing man who will always be remembered for being one of the greatest punters in Big 8 history. Now we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after this.
We brought together outstanding special purchases and customer favorites at Slumberland priced so low, they won't last for long. This tag means it doesn't get much better. So many to choose from. Like this Lazy Boy recliner for just $288. Customer favorites at special purchase prices. While they last. Find your new favorite for less. But hurry in. Slumberland. It's a good life.
My father, Eris Pardalis, grew up in Greece. When he arrived here 50 years ago, he brought with him a taste of his childhood, a delicacy he would introduce to Missouri that brought joy to the taste buds of America. Pizza. Pizza so perfect, it could only have the Eris name. Eris's Pizza. We've been building communities around delicious food since 1961.
Welcome back, folks. So 3rd down and 10 now. Blitz coming in. Dalton DePay with a quarterback sack. Comes from his cornerback position and takes down Davis. That's going to bring a 4th down and 17. DePay really continuing to have a great senior season. That's his first sack of the year. He came in with 68 tackles, 6 of those for a loss, and that
he was untouched. He was untouched. DePay almost got in on the block there, too.
Well, that punt fielded by Dakota Henry as it took an Osage block. So 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. Once again, incredible field position here for the Indians.
Not too shabby. Let's see if they can, mount a really good drive here before the end of the first half.
Yeah, 4:34 left. It hasn't taken them long to strike when they get the ball. So going to be a penalty marker. Looks like a false start. Going to bring up first down and 15.
I still would like Wheeler to look for gains again. That's worked every time they've gone to it.
Except for the one time that Dre Gaines
a little
dropsies. But he was wide open. You're right. He's going to be able to create separation all evening long. We'll see if they decide to take advantage of that matchup or if they continue to dip and dunk. Now Wheeler under center.
That's who he's looking for.
Play action. Now he's going to look for the up and under. Wheeler is waylaid in there on the stop. First, Gabe Bailey was back there along with John Calton. So Wheeler, the play action looked like something was developing, but before he was able to get rid of the football cleanly, he was waylaid.
Well, that play takes a lot of time to develop. It was the pump and go. He stopped, and it was there, but it just took too long to develop.
2nd down and 15 now. The give is to Neiman, who makes a nice cutback, stays on his feet, and then taken down about the 36-yard line. So he gets back that 5 yards from the penalty. Going to bring up 3rd down and 10. You'll notice Nick Riley not playing tonight. I don't know if that's health reasons or if they're just trying to keep him fresh for week 1 of the district playoffs next week.
Yeah, another sophomore for California in on the tackle there.
And now they jump off sides. John Calton, he was one of the 2 players forcing the pressure on the play previously on Wheeler. This time gets a little antsy, hoping to apply pressure once again. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. Don't really need to be giving Osage any yardage here.
Wheeler's single cover right there. Dupay, no.
Dupay wide open. He did a little 8-yard comeback route. They were giving him 15 to 18 yards of separation, so Dupay just settled. I'm sure it wasn't the design. Just settled into that 10, 12-yard area. He's wide open, but Wheeler overshoots him, brings up 4th down and 5.
When they give him that much space, they can just do a curl route, and that'll be there.
Yeah, Dupay just kind of ran 10 yards down the field, settled, and Wheeler had already gotten rid of the football, and they're unable to connect there. Brings up 4th down and 5, and Osage will go. Wheeler looking for gains and falls incomplete. He had him once again, and that falls incomplete, and California now holds him. They're going to get the ball back.
And Wheeler knows, he knows it. He threw a bad ball there.
To the track at the bottom of the stairs, all senior band parents.
Yeah, he looks pretty upset with himself on that throw.
Folks, after the conclusion of our first half of play, don't go anywhere. We'll have our Quick Car halftime show right here on Lake TV. We'll go over our first half. We'll talk about the second half. Not a lot to talk about. Been all Osage. That's California now. A little dip and dunk. Now it's Friedmeier, and he's just shy of the 40-yard line. He has about 8 yards. Going to bring up 2nd down and 2, and I like that play. That time the design was there, and the execution was as well.
And like I said, their last possession, I just think they need to keep feeding him the ball and see what he can do. Coach Gregg even said he's their offensive MVP, and he hasn't been giving them the touches I think that's necessary for an MVP player.
All eyes in this house right on Corey Friedmeier now. There once again on the pitch outside, and he's got the ball again. And I'm not sure. Brian Davis is right. This is ridiculous by this guy here in the back. You've got to call a flag. He had got rid of the football. He got spun around, slammed to the ground. You got to call a flag. That's 3 or 4 this guy here in the back did not call. And He's not had a very good game so far, and you can't get him hurt. You're supposed to protect quarterbacks, especially when you got a guy in there as a freshman. You can't miss that many of those.
It's very interesting, Will, because early on in the season, there were yellow flags flying left and right. In the last few games we've seen, they're not calling very many penalties at all. That same play.
Oh, and Glenn has to haul that one in. I know it was not right on his chest, but he got both hands on it. He has to help his quarterback out who was under pressure, pull that one in, and he had, once again, a lot of green turf in front of him.
Brings up a 2nd down and 10.
And it was there. It was there.
Oh, once again, that's a forward pass. Luckily, Friedmeier brings it in. They're going to say he was down. I don't think so. No siree. So they're going to say the ball was down. They're going to give Corey Friedmeier about 5 yards, but ball was taken from him. And as the Osage player came down, the ball came out. It was certainly a fumble. Boy, I'll tell you what. I mean, even this far back with not the greatest eyes, it feels to me like this officiating crew is struggling just a bit.
As we've seen pretty much all season. But boy, that pitch, though, went right between the arms of an Osage Indian defender.
Yeah, and I mean, it was forward, and I don't think the officials probably would have. Oh, boy.
That's
a backwards pass. Friedmeier picks it up, lowers his head, and that's just showing the signs of being a freshman signal caller. Under pressure, he tried, his idea there was to try to lead him enough where he could get a full head of steam. Now Osage burns a timeout with 1:44 remaining. We're going to stay right here. And Dave, you know, like I said, this is just the signs of Brian Davis being a freshman quarterback, and that's okay because, you know, it's only your second start. He came in last week, may not have even started last week against Blair Oaks. And, you know, obviously here at School of the Osage, he's been on the road the last 2 weeks, and with 1:44 left, Osage trying to reserve some time.
Yeah, you can't blame the freshman quarterback for the Pintos. I mean, he's doing the best he can against a really tough, senior-dominated Osage Indian team.
Welcome to the broadcast booth. Jacob Corolla with Corolla Picks, taking photos for all your senior night festivities tonight. So anyone at home, grandparents, parents, anyone not able to make it to tonight's game, make sure you check him out online and see this man's wonderful photography skills. Of course, one of the leaders here at the lake, especially when real estate is concerned, and also professional headshots, senior photos. He does it all as Jacob Corolla with Corolla Picks. So 1:44 left here, 4th and 10, and California going to have to burn a timeout. So we will take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll have the rest of this first half after this.
Welcome to the best. Welcome to Hawken Car Star. For over 30 years, we have been providing the best auto body repair service in the Lake area. For the last 2 years, we have received the Top 10 award for customer service in the Car Star Nation. It takes the right team, facility, and passion to provide this level of quality. Call us to learn how easy it is to get your vehicle back to looking like new. There is only one name that stands above the rest, and that's Hawken Car Star, located in Osage Beach. Just Google us. Car Star, North America's most trusted auto body repair experts.
Relax! We'll take it from here.
And we're back, folks, just in time to see a 4th and 10, and the punt. Brian Davis gets it away, takes the California bounce, and an Osage bounce fielded by Dakota Henry at about the 23-yard line, and that's where Osage will take over. 1:35 left here in this opening half of play.
Yeah, I thought Ian Riley had an opportunity to return that. He just let it bounce. Maybe he just wants to get the offense set up for a run here for a score in the first half. And it appears that the California Pinto defense, they're putting a few more safeties back deep.
I would hope so.
Yeah, they're playing off quite a bit.
So Wheeler now under center. Play action. steps up. Riley looked to have him, and that's a nice throw. Drake Gaines has it up to the 37-yard line. That's good for 14 yards. And that play right there, you get an idea of just how strong the arm really is of quarterback Zach Wheeler.
Yeah, he got to set his feet finally and got a great pass off there. I think what he's been doing is he's been throwing off his back foot every time he's had those balls that weren't catchable from his receivers.
And really no knee. You talked about it. He's had a clean pocket, plenty of time to stand there and throw the football. And that time you saw him plant the feet, and you see the results. Now out of the shotgun, Wheeler now has the pay. He's got good yardage across midfield. Across the 45, still on his feet, and Dakota Henry finally brings him down at the 43-yard line. So that's good for 20 yards all the way down to the 43. Boy, I'll tell you what, that quick slant, very, very hard to stop, and Dalton DePay continues to slash this defense.
He is smooth once he gets that ball in his hands. He likes running in space, as you can tell.
So Wheeler out on the shotgun with under a minute left. Quick hitter, he's got DePay, throws a little bit behind him. DePay makes the first guy miss, and then he's dragged down. That's Jacob Adams taking him down at about the line of scrimmage. So Osage going to burn their second timeout. Just a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay right here. Of course, we're going to keep our camera on because I believe at halftime you're going to have the color guard here with a really cool halftime presentation. So that'll be brought to you by our friends over at Quick Car Wash, home of the unlimited car wash here in Osage Beach for just $21 a month, Dave. You can take your car through the car wash as many times as you want. And even sometimes when I'm not able to shower in the morning, they'll let you walk through the car wash and clean yourself when you need to get in there. Don't have to have a car.
And I even know someone who's done it not once but twice. I'm not going to name his name.
I'm right here, Dave.
No,
okay?
no, not you. He went through the car wash with his back windows down, and he didn't realize it.
Uh-oh.
If anyone out there knows who I'm talking about, they wouldn't be surprised.
Wheeler now out of the shotgun. 42 seconds left. He steps up in the pocket. Throws incomplete, looking for Gaines.
Pass intended for Gaines is incomplete. Ryan Davis on the coverage is going to bring in a third down and 9.
So 3rd down and 9 now. 39 seconds left. Wheeler out of the shotgun. Split wide receivers, 4 total, 2 on both sides. Low snap, handled now, throws into the flat. He's got his man, that's Ben Baker. He's up to out the 31-yard line. He has 11 yards and enough for an Osage first down. So the clock stops as they reset the chains.
Yeah, it looked like Baker was trying to get out of bounds there too. I still look for Wheeler to look for Gaines on a deep ball here. Another drop ball by Wheeler. There he goes to Gaines. Jump ball.
And Dakota Henry comes down with the interception. What a play, and Dakota Henry's going to keep Osage from scoring once again.
Great defensive play by the California Pintos.
Wow, I'll tell you what, Dakota Henry's been a big-time playmaker last couple of seasons. The junior came busting onto the scene last year as a sophomore, doing it both from the offensive side of the ball, and as you see, he can do it defensively as well, Dave.
Yeah, and he had great coverage on Gaines. The ball was a little short, but usually Gaines gets those jump balls, but he had great position on him.
Yeah, it was underthrown just a little bit, and now quarterback Brian Davis is forced just to try to give them a little breathing room. Takes the snap, rumbles forward, and I think California very wisely going to let this one go to the break. So, folks, after our first half, Osage out in front here on senior night, 26-7 during our Quick Car halftime festivities. We're going to have the color guard. We're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be right back with that.
This live high school football game of the week on Lake TV is brought to you by Burger Smokehouse, Slumberland Furniture, Quick Car, Pro Designs, Rick Ball Ford Lincoln in Sedalia, Lake Regional Sports Medicine, Alternative Remedies, Shawnee Bluff, Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, Eris's Pizza, Haken Karstar, Chances Are, and the official photographer of Lake TV, Studio T Images. Chances Are Restaurant and Lounge in Lori is a hometown favorite and has been since 1989. With generous portions, favorable pricing, and a familiar staff that treats you like family, going to Chances Are is a no-brainer. They're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Come in on the weekends for the prime rib and all-you-can-eat shrimp. And on Saturday night, year-round, they feature live music with some of the area's hottest bands. And if you stay out too late on the weekend and need that late breakfast fix the next morning, come enjoy our all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet until noon on Saturdays and 1 on Sundays. Off Highway 5 in Lori, come find out what makes us so special and...
If you're here once,
Chances are you'll be back!
Welcome to Shawnee Bluff Winery and Vineyard. Order from a full menu including our tasty brick oven pizza. Shawnee Bluff Winery has an amazing assortment of local made wines by the glass or bottle and live music to enjoy them by. We even have quaint lakeside rooms to easily turn your visit into a vacation. Just 7 scenic miles down Route 54, look for Missouri's largest wine bottle, marking the entrance to Shawnee Bluff Vineyard, where you can relax among the grapevines and enjoy the beautiful view. The vineyard offers a beautiful setting for our live concerts all summer long, from names like Clint Black, Charlie Daniels, 38 Special, and many more. When it comes to events, Shawnee Bluff Winery and Vineyard has you covered. Our event coordinator is there to help you every step of the way. The winery has options for small gatherings up to 30 indoors or groups under the tent with a 14-mile panoramic view of the lake. Our 50-acre vineyard is home to our 5,000-square-foot facility that can handle up to 300 guests and all the amenities you might need for your big day or event. So whether you're looking for some great wine and food or views and celebrations, the winery and vineyard at Shawnee Bluff has everything you need to make your getaway unforgettable.
Your car, it's part of who you are. It's your partner in weekday traffic and your passport to weekend fun. For all your car is to you, isn't it time you did something for it too? Quick Cars Unlimited Wash Club features unlimited washes starting as low as $22 a month. Plus, with every full-service oil change at Quick Car, you'll get an extreme interior clean for only $7. The Quick Car Unlimited Wash Club. Quick, easy, and professional every time. In Osage Beach, 2 blocks from Hy-Vee.
And now, it's time for the Quick Car Halftime Show. Back to the booth with Will and Dave.
Back here on Lake TV as we wrap up our halftime show presented by our friends at Quick Car Dave. So, it was all Osage here in the first half. Finding the end zone at ease. It was Austin Magnuson, 2 touchdown runs, and the Wildcat right up the middle. Of course, DePay had a touchdown catch, and of course, Trey Gaines had a touchdown catch. But it was also impressive to see Liam Glenn take that swing pass, 66 yards for California, and then Dakota Henry pulled down the interception. So if you're California down 3 scores, what do you got to do out of the gate here?
Really just focus on getting first downs and regaining that field position, which they didn't have at all in the first half. I mean, I think that's key for them in the second half. They want to make a push to, make this a competitive game.
Yeah, 1 score, they do that, make it a couple-score game. So it's really important here on their opening possession. They take the football, and really, just like last week, we talked about Osage in that opening drive. You don't want to go 3 and out and give it right back to Osage and allow them to regain momentum. If you can have a lackadaisical, methodical drive, come down the field, really eat up some time, but also wear down the Osage defense, you might see some less of those stunts that Osage likes to do at the line of scrimmage. But really, if you're the Osage Indians, ball game's in your hands. All you got to do, protect the football, limit the penalties, and you're going to move to 5-4 and be looking forward to St. James next week. And I'll tell you, if Osage continues to click on all cylinders, I know you had the late interception by Wheeler, really just a gunslinger mentality. I was actually talking to his dad out there, and he said his mom calls him a gunslinger. He just wanted to take a shot. And it was just a little underthrown, and Dakota Henry made a great play on that defensively. But, Zach Wheeler's looked really, really comfortable tonight against this defense, and if he can continue to gain confidence into the district playoffs, I feel like Osage is a team that can make a run.
Yeah, they have the weapons too. They've got all the weapons on offense. They've got all state linebacker on defense. They've got all the tools to make a run in the playoffs. Just a matter of the will and, cutting down their turnovers and mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Dave, so it was a very entertaining first half. Of course, Osage out in front. That is going to conclude tonight's halftime show presented by our friends at Quick Car. We're going to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, Dave, we've got the second half of football.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
We'll be back after this.
This live high school football game of the week on Lake TV is brought to you by Burger Smokehouse, Slumberland Furniture, Quick Car, Pro Designs, Rick Ball Ford Lincoln in Sedalia, Lake Regional Sports Medicine, Alternative Remedies, Shawnee Bluff, Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, Eris's Pizza, Hawken Car Star, Chances Are, and the official photographer of Lake TV, Studio T Images. And welcome back, folks. It's time to kick off second half of action. Of course, enjoyed having Laura and Tony Hatfield here in the booth for part of the first half. Once again, that's Laura Hatfield, Keller Williams, Lake of the Ozarks. Give her a call on her cell phone, 417-294-0702 for all your real estate needs here at the lake. Connect with her on Facebook, or of course, go to the Keller Williams website, Lake of the Ozarks branch. She belongs to the Matt Ford team and a dear friend and wonderful realtor, just hitting the industry, so we look for her to do some good things now as Osage set to kick it away. Dave, California going to get the football first, and we're going to get another look at this freshman quarterback. And really, you didn't like everything we saw from him in the first half, but some freshman mistakes, but he also made a couple of real nice plays. Uh-oh.
Dupay there, missed the tackle.
Uh-oh. Oh, baby, good return all the way up to the 32-yard line. That thing was just about one missed tackle away from going a long, long way. Yep. Spencer Mezzarelli with the return, it looks like.
Another underclassman.
Return for California. Pickles will take over first down and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
So California now, I know that Coach Michael Gregg here at the break probably trying to change a couple of things, and we'll see what the offense looks like here. Play action, quick hitter, looking for Glenn. That's intercepted, and that's going to go, maybe. No, back across now inside the 15, and that's Ian Riley, younger brother of Nick Riley. Big-time interception, wow.
Yeah, they ran that same play, and I'm sure Coach Johnson probably made them aware that at halftime to look out for that play, and he jumped that pass. That was easy pickings, pun intended.
Yeah, good call, easy pickings. Ian Riley, I said younger brother, hate to say it because it's actually the cousin. Now my girl Zoe Turner coming over to say hello.
Handoff to looks like Hunter Neiman. Wheeler back under center. Looks like handoff to Magnuson. Oh no, keeper. He had me fooled.
Zach Wheeler, the ball carrier. Jacob Adams, Logan Parrish.
So that brings up a third and short.
Brings up a third down and 1.
Looks like they're bringing in their jumbo package again, and looks like Wheeler's out of the game. Right to Magnuson, going in. Looks like he picked up the first down. So it's going to be first and goal from the 1-yard line.
So now first and goal for the Indians. Really just moving the football very efficiently right now. Got to see our friend, the junior with the marching band, Zoe Turner, come over and say hello. Under center now, Wheeler gives to Magnuson, who's into the end zone for his third touchdown of the night and his 6th of the season, and Magnuson does it all. Slumberland Spotlight Player of the game for the Indians tonight now. He has been sensational in all phases of the game, and it's really kind of a sad thing to think about. He'll be playing his last game as an Osage Indian on this turf. 32-7 now. 10:26 left in the third quarter. Wheeler the hold. Chilton the extra point is up, and it is good. So about a minute 34 into the third quarter of play. Osage up 32-7. We'll be back after this.
Pro Designs, but better than a billboard.
If you're looking for a long-term, sustainable way to brand your business, wrap it. This is Jimmy at Pro Designs, and we're excited to announce we now offer financing. That's right. Pay as you grow with flexible payment options. Go to prodesigns.com, click on the financing tab, and in minutes, know your approval status. Simple, fast, and easy.
Pro Designs, but better than a billboard.
On this one, I get the Chiefs winning. I got the Chiefs for sure. Like the Chiefs, I've got some hard-hitting gridiron deals we always have at the Rhineball Auto Group. Right now, what are we doing? It's just, this is kind of ideas, you know, I was thinking a little bit. You got me thinking about the football and the Chiefs, and they dominate, and we dominate too. I thought we were just filling out a bracket.
What are we doing, guys? See, just imagine it. Rick ball, football goes together perfectly.
Sounds gonna make a point there.
Welcome back here to high school football coverage on Lake TV. Give a shout out to our entire crew as you guys watch Drake Gaines kick off. Our executive producers, Brett Tentera, Matt Wamser, our studio voiceover, Bob Spicer, head of production and our switcher tonight, Andrew Evans. Now that one's through the legs. Maybe Jacob Adams. So Andrew Evans, he's our head of production, also switching tonight. Our chief engineer running field cam, Ricky Smith. Dave Glendenning on color. He'll be your play-by-play guy come week 2 of the district playoffs, should a coverage team still be around. Head production assistant and stats, typically Ross Reinhardt. He is away with the National Guard on drill tonight, so he couldn't be with us. Thank you for your service, Ross. Running top camera, Brandon Thompson. Production assistant in the truck, Bill Conson. Our cable runner, Jonah Diebert, and that rounds out our Lake TV crew. As California now the football, 10:36 left here in the third quarter. Under center, Bryant Davis now. The up man's Corey Friedmeier takes the carry. He's up to about the 26-yard line. He's got positive yardage. We're going to give him 6. That's going to bring up second down.
And like I said over and over again in the first half, I just like to see them just to keep feeding him the ball and see what they can do.
Absolutely, partner.
They haven't really tried to get him in any rhythm at all. Appears to be a player shaken up on the play, Will. Looks like Ben Baker.
No, it's Ian Riley.
Oh, Ian Riley.
He's one that had the interception just a moment ago. He's going to walk gingerly to the sideline, try to keep an eye on him.
Oh, no. Okay. Usually when you hold your arm like that, that's a clavicle or a shoulder injury.
Yeah, maybe
he looks like he's okay.
But he looks to be okay.
He might just had a stinger.
This is a second down and 4.
Friedmeier now works forward and holding on for dear life is an Indian. That looks to be under the pile. We'll wait for a number. And Garrett Sutherland with the stop. Yeah, Friedmeier, he has 4 yards and a first down.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see out of this team.
At their own 30-yard line.
And I would keep giving it to Friedmeier until Osage stops him.
Yeah, it's really surprising in the first half you didn't see more of Corey Friedmeier. You touched on that the entire first half, partner. This time you are finally going to get a penalty, and it may come at the cost of an ankle injury. Yeah, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, and that's been there all night long. I mean, it's about time that official throws the flag. This time it's on Garrett Sutherland. I mean, I don't understand how that has not been called all night long. You know, not that you root for Osage to get flagged, but that poor freshman, Bryant Davis, he picks up the flag and says, "Here you go, sir, thank you."
That was frowned upon when I played. Referees didn't like you touching their hankies.
I think it's really in the fashion you do it probably. I've seen players catch it. I've seen players throw them back at the official and get flagged for it themselves. But that was really respectful of Bryant Davis, who now steps up in the pocket. He's under pressure and in big trouble. Getting him from behind, that is number 69 for the Indians, Big Matt Russell, the sophomore, in there with the sack. So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 after the no gain on the quarterback sack. So nice job by Bryant Davis. That had disaster written all over it as the ball was hanging out loosely, and he's very fortunate to hold on onto that is Bryant Davis.
He had no time to throw that ball whatsoever.
Bryant Davis sandwiched little read option, and that happened so quick as far as Bryant Davis is concerned. Not what he was looking for. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, he had no option on that option.
You're just full of one-liners tonight, partner.
Oh.
Yeah, it was Magnuson coming in, and we don't have an official statistician tonight, but, you know, Magnuson comes in averaging 15 tackles a game. That's really unheard of, and I imagine he's having himself another nice game tonight. Bryant Davis now in the shotgun, throws into the flat. That's intercepted. Trajan Whittle across the 30 now, and nice tackle. Corey Friedmeier. I think he's got at least a horse collar, maybe a face mask. Whittle takes that all the way back to about the 26-yard line. And you see Austin Magnuson, Big Mags there, ready to give his buddy, his counterpart, his other linebacker, a big bear hug. He says, nice job, brother. I thought he might take it. Nice job by Friedmeier. Even though the face mask was there, it did prevent the touchdown. But the Indians knocking on the doorstep of scoring once again. They already lead 33-7 here in this 3rd quarter with 7:56 left.
Yeah, I think Friedmeier kind of did that out of frustration. And it probably wasn't necessary to get the tackle. And again, Osage, short field.
Yeah, 1st and goal from the 10, I'd say so. Under center now, Wheeler. He gives to Trajan Whittle, who's inside the 5. He rumbles forward. He's down to about the 2-yard line. He has about 8 yards. Going to bring up 2nd down and goal from the 2.
Kiesling on the stop for California. Pick up a 6, will bring up a 2nd down and goal.
Maybe they'll give it to Magnuson again so he can get 4 tonight.
He's not out there right now. Wheeler into the flat.
That's right.
I mean, that's too easy.
There we go, Gaines.
Gaines, that's his 9th of the season, 2nd of the evening, and that was too easy. He just settled right there across the goal line, kind of just out there picking on these guys. As far as I'm concerned on that play, that was too easy, partner.
Yeah, Gaines, he's pretty much got a height advantage on most of the defenders he's went up against this whole year.
And both Wheeler and Gaines are equally as talented on the basketball side of things. It's going to be a really fun year this year, getting to watch them. And the extra point by Chilton is up, and it's good. So Osage extends their lead. They now are up 40-7 here, 7:26 left in the 3rd. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
We brought together outstanding special purchases and customer favorites at Slumberland priced so low, they won't last for long. This tag means it doesn't get much better. So many to choose from. Like this Lazy Boy recliner for just $288. Customer favorites at special purchase prices. While they last. Find your new favorite for less. But hurry in. Slumberland. It's a good life.
My father, Eris Pardalis, grew up in Greece. When he arrived here 50 years ago, he brought with him a taste of his childhood, a delicacy he would introduce to Missouri that brought joy to the taste buds of America. Pizza. Pizza so perfect, it could only have the Eris name. Eris's Pizza. We've been building communities around delicious food since 1961 and making friends for life.
Welcome back, folks, to Lake TV's coverage of high school football. We've had live high school football all season long here, our 5th season, and we thank all of our friends and sponsors who have made it possible. We'll talk about them here in a minute now as Dakota Henry fields that at about the 13-yard line now. Outside and then taken down from behind. No, Henry's still on his feet. Look at the little engine that could. He's all the way up to the 30. 3-yard line now, 1st and 10, California. So our lead sponsors that come on well ahead of the season, making everything possible. We've got our pregame sponsor, Burger Smokehouse. We've got our spotlight sponsor, spotlight player of the game, that is Slumberland Furniture. Our friend Jill Ray and her team do a wonderful job. Our halftime show sponsor, Quick Car. Of course, we've talked about them tonight. Our player of the game will be presented by Pro Designs, Rick Ball Ford Lincoln in Sedalia. They are our post-game sponsor. Lake Regional, have you seen their logo all night long on the scoreboard as Corey Friedmeier has a couple of yards on that carry. And then our fan cam sponsor, go see Adrian and her team at Alternative Remedies Plus for all of your alternative healing remedies, also hormone and grass-fed food. And also Shawnee Bluff, Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, Eris's Pizza, Hawk and Carstar, Chances Are, and then the official photographer of Lake TV, our friends at Studio T Images. Got some real cool shots a week ago. Is really some opportunity there for Brian Davis. He had Jacob Adams open, but just throws it behind the intended receiver, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 5 after the incomplete pass.
Brings up a 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, the freshman quarterback had an opportunity there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Dalton to pay. Inside the 20, inside the 10, into the house. Dalton to pay with a 31-yard pick six for the Indians. He intercepts that. Makes a couple of guys miss, and Osage now. They're up 46-7 to pay a really nice interception. He climbed the ladder, goes over the receiver, makes a real nice interception, and the rest is history.
Yeah, DuPay showed his open field skills when he's got the ball. He's pretty dangerous. I like that last cutback before he took it into the end zone.
Yeah, Dalton DuPay, he does it all, and we saw that right there.
2 in a row.
And the extra point by Chilton, actually 3 in a row now,
Great.
is up and good. So with 6:29 left, it's Osage in control of this one. They lead 47-7. Folks, we'll be back on Lake TV after this.
Welcome to the best. Welcome to Hawk and Carstar. For over 30 years, we have been providing the best auto body repair service in the Lake area. For the last 2 years, we have received the Top 10 award for customer service in the Carstar Nation. It takes the right team, facility, and passion to provide this level of quality. Call us to learn how easy it is to get your vehicle back to looking like new. There is only one name that stands above the rest, and that's Hawk and Carstar, located in Osage Beach. Just Google us. Carstar, North America's most trusted auto body repair experts.
Relax. We'll take it from here.
Welcome back, folks. School of the Osage set to kick now. Drake Gaines.
Wheeler back to kick off for the Osage Indians. Excuse me, Drake Gaines.
Not a good start, Dave.
They look similar, Will. And Dakota Henry with the return. Nice little run here. Taken down at the 42-yard line.
Dakota Henry on the return. On to stop the Indians, number 2, Drake Bell.
Yeah, it was a nice return. Henry took that one and just really patient, followed his blockers, and California now good starting field position here, Dave.
Yeah, and we'll see if they can get back on track on offense. So 1st down and 10. Timeout, California.
Yeah, we're going to stay right here, and your point now, partner. Looks like Brian Davis, freshman quarterback, being replaced Alex Currens, and Currens has shown some flashes of brilliance at the quarterback position this year for California, and Brian Davis, he just wasn't getting the job done. We saw a couple of good things, but after that last interception, Coach Gregg says, all right, let's roll the dice. Let's put the sophomore back in there. And, you know, both of these kids are going to be vying for the starting position next season. And so really right now, if you're Currens, these are big minutes here for the next quarter and a half because, you know, your counterpart, freshman Brian Davis, he had a touchdown pass of the 66-yard variety. But besides that, wasn't able to accomplish a whole lot. So we'll see if Currens can change the Pintos' luck here.
Yeah, Davis didn't show that he can throw an accurate ball.
Also didn't have a lot of time.
True.
His defense.
True.
You know, this offensive line was overpowered. We'll see if Currens now working on the shotgun can't get it.
Currens takes the snap and he's keeping it. Spins around, busts a couple tackles, and they might pick up a Pinto first down. Tackle made by Drake Melton, the senior. That will be a first down.
So also in on the stop, Drew Edwards, the sophomore, so Melton and Edwards clean it up there for Osage. But not until California has a first down.
So Alex Kearns back again. In the shotgun, 3 wide, back to pass. There's a flag on the play, and he is just crushed.
Coming unevaded.
That's Sutherland, I believe.
Yeah, Garrett Sutherland, that'd be his 4th sack of the season. I believe we have an illegal formation for California, which would be declined. Yeah, so it's a legal formation against, and it's declined. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 304.
I think that was a good call by declining that.
Either be 1st and 15 or you want 2nd and 21.
21, 22, whatever it takes. So Kearns again, back in shotgun. He gives the ball to Friedmeier, and he takes it to the 50-yard line, a flag on the play. And Matt McCubbin, the freshman, on the tackle for the Indians. And the sophomore. McCubbin's a sophomore. Looks like a face mask.
Yeah,
face
partner,
mask.
it's going to be a personal foul. 15-yard penalty.
Unfortunately, they can afford that. And again, Kearns is back in shotgun. Hands off. Rumbles for about 2 yards. It's going to bring up
James Hutchcraft in on the stop, the sophomore linebacker. And I'll tell you what, I was talking with some guys on the sideline here tonight earlier, partner, and they said this is the guy that's going to be trying to fill the shoes of Austin Magnuson and Trajan Whittle next year. And Trajan Whittle, of course, returns as he's only a junior, but Austin Magnuson, their leading player on defense, he's going to be replaced by James Hutchcraft, and he's got big shoes to fill.
Kearns pass incomplete.
Now, I haven't called the name of Trevor Ralston a whole lot tonight. He was defending there. Ralston had a nice game a week ago against Eldon. He was in on a lot of tackles.
A pass intended for number 12, Clayton Winkler, another underclassman, a sophomore. It looks like they're back in punting formation. A nice little kick. Dupay has the ball.
Nice stutter step.
And taken down, and a flag late.
He got waylaid by his own guy. First, going to have a block in the back against Osage here. And then to make matters worse, Dupay ended up getting taken out by his own guy, and he got hit hard. So that's going to back the Indians very, very deep with 3:23 left in the third.
And this is unusual territory for the Indians so far tonight. So looks like
we got a new
penalty on Drew Edwards.
No, it looks like we got a new quarterback in here for the Indians, Drew Edwards, the sophomore. And I'll tell you, he's gonna he's going to be the one that's going to try to fill the shoes. We're talking about James Hutchcraft, the sophomore, filling the shoes of Austin Magnuson at the linebacker position. Well, now you're going to get a look at the young man who's going to attempt to fill the shoes of Zach Wheeler next year for these Indians, and that's going to be the sophomore, Drew Edwards. And we're going to get our first look at him, partner.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do.
Seen him late in ball games a couple of times this year, but here's an opportunity with over a quarter to play, and obviously looks like the night for Zach Wheeler done as they're going to try to reserve him, so here's a real nice night.
Looks like Gaines has been replaced by Trevor Ralston. Looks like run by Hutchcraft for 2 yards. No. Drew Edwards. Man, faked me out.
Yeah, it looked like it was a read option. Looked to be Hutchcraft, who was taken down by a couple of Pintos, and it was Drew Edwards who took it all the way up to the 40-yard line. That's good for 32 yards.
And I'd like to see Drew Edwards throw the ball at some point here.
Yeah, first play, that was pretty nifty. Little read option. Yeah. 32 yards later, ball at the 40-yard line.
So Edwards under center. The give is to Hutchcraft. Taken down. 4-yard gain by Emmanuel Iheanacho.
Iheanacho, yeah, the junior.
Iheanacho. And my dad's watching. He'd like me to say Iheanacho cheese. You're going to kill me, Will.
I'm sure your dad is watching. I'm also afraid that Emmanuel's father is probably watching.
I apologize. I got it from my father. And again, Edwards under center. He keeps it, rolls out left, cuts back. Taken down by 3 California Pinto defenders, led by Corey Friedmeyer.
And also Clayton Winkler and John Calton also in on the stop. But boy, running the football so far, it's been Drew Edwards, 2 carries, 45 yards, and that's only 22.5 yards a carry.
He looks like he's maybe has just a little bit better running ability than Wheeler.
Yeah, his brother, Jason Edwards, senior last year, big-time playmaker for these Indians, both basketball and football.
We've got Trevor Ralston here down low. The give is to Hutchcraft, and he's taken down by a slew of Pintos. And that is Emmanuel Iheanacho and Nathan Pickering, 2 juniors.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Iheanacho a couple of nice plays, and after a 4-yard gain now, 2nd and 6, but we're inside of 30 seconds to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and they're going to have to get a playoff. There's only 15 seconds left on the clock. And here comes Edwards up to the line under center again. Hands, keeper again. Fumble! Recovered by the Pintos. Number 2, Dakota Henry. And it's Clayton Winkler for the California Pintos.
Yeah, Winkler actually had the recovery. I told you wrong. It looked like Henry, but Winkler ended up having the recovery. So that is the second takeaway for the Pintos on the night. And with the clock will continue to run as we're in the mercy rule, 40-point game now, 30 points or more. The second half clock continually runs, and they're not going to get a playoff. So that's going to conclude the third quarter, partner. When we come back, California has the football, but the Indians have the lead, 47-7.
I geared down my motorcycle, and as I turned my head, it was that little black Escort. And the next thing I knew, I was laying on my back. I had about 4 seconds with my wife. I told her I loved her, and I'd lost my leg.
When clients come to us who have been in a motorcycle accident, that person needs to be seen for the rights that they have, the human value that they have, and know that we are listening to them.
You guys made us feel like we were worth fighting for.
Price and Randall. Client-focused, results-driven.
Welcome to Alternative Remedies Plus, natural remedies for your mind, body, and soul. If your body is out of balance, our Biomeridian Stress Assessment can suggest supplements that can restore harmony physically and mentally using our own collection of herbs and supplements. We also offer an extensive selection of vitamins, herbs, sports nutrition, weight loss, and other supplements. Alternative Remedies Plus. Visit us today in our new location next to the Big Red Barn, just off the square in Camdenton.
Back here on Lake TV as we're about to start the fourth quarter of play. And partner, early on, it looked like California may hang with these guys. Osage just outmanned these guys. And, of course, Michael Gregg, head coach of California, knew this was a really good team, and he's kind of battling an uphill battle all year long. Not a lot of guys coming out for California, a lot of underclassmen, but you don't make excuses, and he doesn't. You know, he expects his kids to play well here as Alex Curran's now out of the shotgun, steps up, looking for his man. Adams in and out of his hands, and you know, thrown a little bit behind him, but Jacob Adams will tell you he has to catch that football for his quarterback.
Yeah, that looked like a lot better ball.
Yeah, Currens has a cannon.
That looked like a lot better ball than Davis has been throwing.
Currens, yeah, he got some zest on that, of course. A little bit better arm probably than Davis, but Davis, he just didn't have any time tonight.
And he threw that one out of bounds. Incomplete.
Looks like the defender and the wide receiver here got caught up, but that ball was uncatchable, so nothing called, of course. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 now after back-to-back incomplete passes. So 3rd down and 10 now, partner, as the clock continues to wind here. Curran's out of the gun. The give is to Friedmeier. He makes a couple of guys miss. Here goes Corey Friedmeier now across midfield and inside Osage territory all the way down to about the 42-yard line. He's got about 20 yards on the carry.
Yeah, taken down by number 16, Matthew Kinnison, a junior. Looks like they're giving some players on defense some playing time that don't normally get the start for the Indians.
Yeah, I'm interested to watch James Hutchcraft from that linebacker position. He is a big, big kid, hard worker in practice and in the weight room. And as a sophomore, he's going to be a very, very tough linebacker because a couple of guys on the sideline said he has all the necessary tools to be a really, really great player. And we've seen it this year, you know. He's had a really good sophomore campaign. He's been a big-time contributor for the Osage Indians this season. And just sophomore, we expect that to continue the rest of this year and into his junior and then, of course, senior campaign.
Yeah, he's shown some flashes of greatness. I mean, a couple games this year.
Yeah, coming
Here we go.
That one's thrown behind.
Lateral, get on it.
Liam Glenn, you know, to me it looked like they were maybe going to try a trick play. That was a backwards lateral. Glenn was behind the line of scrimmage, and it was a backwards lateral. If he catches it, Jacob Adams streaking wide open all alone. But once he didn't catch it, that's just Liam Glenn, the junior, unaware of the play. It was a backwards lateral. Live football. Alex Currens, he knew. He started running towards the football, and that's something you got to know if you're Currens if you're Liam Glenn. You got to know that situation.
Yeah, and even if it was a forward pass, you want to get on that ball.
Just in case. Here's Corey Friedmeier now. Nice carry. He could go outside inside the 20. Stiff arms a man, and he's outside or out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. So 35-yard carry for Friedmeier, and he was quiet early on, but he really's come on strong here against this soft secondary defense as they're not having as many guys in the box, which is creating some room. But as you see, an open space, man, he makes guys miss. He's got that speed, and he's having a nice ball game tonight.
And he hasn't sniffed the end zone for a while, and I'm sure he wants to get back in there.
Yeah, Friedmeier, 3 on the season. He has the give here inside the 5 and wrestled around, and now we've got a flag in the vicinity of holding. That could lessen the Pintos' chances of finding the end zone with Corey Friedmeier. It's a face mask against the defense.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's going to be half a distance to goal, and should be 1st and goal from about the 5.
Yeah, some of these reserve players for the Indians are showing their inexperience here, I believe.
Yeah, and sometimes just a matter of, you're trying to make a tackle and the guy lowers his head, and once you have a hold of it, it's really hard to let go, So they're going to say First and goal now from about the 3-yard line.
First and goal for California.
Currens under pressure. He makes the guy miss. Steps up and now, no, still on his feet. Finally taken down by Trajan Whittle. Dalton DePay looks to be shaken up on the play, and he looks, oh, this doesn't look good. We don't want to speculate, but an injured Indian. It's Dalton DePay. We're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be back after this.
At Lake Regional Sports Medicine, we're proud to support our local student athletes,
increasing their safety so they can compete in the sports they love.
At Lake Regional Sports Medicine, keeping athletes safe and healthy is not just a job, it's our passion.
That's why Lake Regional offers 5 area locations for physical therapy.
And a team of physicians specialized in sports medicine.
Lake Regional Sports Medicine, here for you.
Pro Designs, but better than a billboard.
If you're looking for a long-term, sustainable way to brand your business, wrap it. This is Jimmy at Pro Designs, and we're excited to announce we now offer financing. That's right. Pay as you grow with flexible payment options. Go to prodesigns.com, click on the financing tab, and in minutes, know your approval status. Simple, fast, and easy.
Pro Designs, but better than a billboard.
Looks like he's okay.
Yeah, we're back. It does, partner. You said it looked like he's okay. Thank goodness, really getting ready to play football week 10. And I think at this point in time, you'll probably see Osage get a lot of their starters out of the game. The last thing you'd want to see here in a 40-point game with 7 minutes to go is one of your starters to go down. So give a shout out to Emma Glendenning and the rest of the competitive speech and debate team traveling tomorrow. Emma's going to be doing storytelling, I know, one event, and I'm sure she's going to be real good at that. Corey Friedmeier now makes his way down to about the 5-yard line before being taken down by Sutherland and Ralston. Trajan Whittle also in there. And what other event did you say you had, Emma? She also does pros, so Emma Glendenning, the oldest daughter of Dave Glendenning, as well as
Sierra Glendenning.
Well, I know your daughter. I was talking about their mother.
Oh, Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny, and then Glendenning, and then, of course, Sierra Glendenning. Now, she's 13, correct?
Yes, sir.
And Emma's about to have a birthday this month, correct?
On the 30th.
October 30th, the big 1-5. I understand you guys went car shopping. And as a dad, tell me, is that nerve-wracking but also exciting at the same time?
It is. It's both. It'd be nice for her to get her independence when she gets her license. And, you know, the only nerve-wracking part is if her mother teaches her how to drive.
Jenny, if you're listening, I don't think she is. Is she over there in the concession?
No, she's at home, probably making art.
Well, if you are watching, Jenny, I don't know if you know, that's a stab from Dave.
Oh, I'd say it to her face.
Unless you could still be a stab about her driving. I'll tell you someone that's nice job by Friedmeier rolling forward inside the 1 before being taken down shy. So the Indians are going to take over. They hold California. The end zone, big defensive stand. I'll tell you, I felt that same way and still do about Tara's driving, you know.
Well, I have to. If I'm going to call out Jenny, I got to call out their Nana. She thinks Horseshoe Bend Parkway is a racetrack.
Yeah, no, it's really funny you bring that up because numerous times Tara and I, you know, driving the same place on HH or KK, and she'll say, you know, where are you? I'm like, I'm just, you know, back here going the speed limit. Where are you? Yeah, those women, they got heavy feet sometimes. I mean, I don't know if that's true for all women. I don't want to stereotype, but I know my mom drives fast.
Well, guys do as well, but I err on the side of caution when I drive.
Edwards now trying to give them some breathing room out of the end zone. He has about 1 before being taken down and pushed backwards. So Sierra now joins us, and she's excited to help tear down tonight. You were telling me how hard of a worker and how much of a helper she is around the house with chores and all that stuff. So we're excited to see how great she does tearing everything down tonight.
She's going to do a great job tonight, and I'm sure she's going to work really hard for us.
And didn't you say tomorrow she's detailing the car?
Oh, yeah. I believe we got laughed at on that one.
Yeah, probably so. So Once again, Osage just trying to give themselves some room, and it's a modest gain on second down as Edwards taken down. Going to bring up third down now.
Boy, looks like they're bringing in a lot of underclassmen here. A lot of subs for this third down play.
Brings up third down and 7.
Looks like they almost substituted the whole team.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready.
Yeah.
How about my Cubs, Dave? They're going to be going back to the NLCS for the third straight year, and they got to once again play the Dodgers.
Took you long enough to bring that up, Will.
California pushing the pile back, stopping forward progress. Going to be up fourth down, obvious punt situation here for the Indians. Yeah, I mean, it was an incredible night. I will tell you, I got to go see Sweeney Todd at Capital City Productions in Jeff City. My friends Adam and Kendra Shields here locally. Star Miss Love at Kendra. And then, of course, Sweeney Todd is Adam. He worked on our football crew our first year ever as a camera guy. And a very talented couple. And they have the 2 lead roles. And then Matt Loftus, who's also a local, he plays a very big role. And I'll tell you, man, just continue to be blown away and impressed at the talent we have here at the lake. Wheeler now set to punt and ends up taking a good Osage bounce. Friedmeier fields it, and then he's going to be taken down at the 40-yard line, and then probably a late hit coming in here by Magnuson. No calls, so 1st and 10 California as the clock continues to run at about the 40-yard line. We'll talk with Austin Magnuson as our Pro Designs player of the game. He had 3 touchdowns tonight, handful of tackles. Of course, Dalton DePay had a pick 6 tonight. And then we'll also talk with head coach Devin Johnson as they get ready for district playoffs to start next week. They're going to improve to 5-4, which means the Osage Indians have been above 500 regular season all 4 years that Devin Johnson's been here. Alex Curran's now a nifty little run, and he's taken down from behind. That's Drew Ellie with the stop, the freshman, but Drake Melton, the senior, with the stop. Really nice job right there. A nice run by Currens.
Kind of looked like a judo hip throw. He tossed him over.
You look like you could do some of that.
Oh, sure.
I wouldn't fight you, not because I couldn't take you, just because I like you too much.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Me too, buddy. Never been in a fight, never planned to be. Friedmeier now, there he goes. He's
got
outside,
a good block downfield.
Inside the 5, and he's taken down out of the 6, so he's got 18 yards. And Corey Friedmeier, he's very close to 100 yards probably tonight.
His fellow senior Jacob Adams was trying to help him get a touchdown there with a good block at the end of that run.
Yeah, and I think Friedmeier really wants to add one more touchdown to these impressive night for him against the Osage defense. They're all here really late in the game, but really close to the century mark. I can't be official. I know he had a 35-yard run, about a 25-yard run, and then that one was, good for about 18, so he's getting close. Here's Currens now up the middle, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. That's going to feel good for California just to get another score on the board. That's going to cut the lead 47-13, so it's a 34-point lead. Dave, I'm going to turn it over to you as I make my way down to the field. Folks, we thank you for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. Once this game concludes, we'll have the Rick Ball Ford Lincoln Incedalia post-game show, which will include our Pro Designs player of the game and our coach interview here as the extra point is up and good for Winkler. So, folks, we'll take a quick commercial break after we wrap up this Alternative Remedies Plus segment. So California faithful staying just a little bit. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome to Burger's Smokehouse. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Burger's Smokehouse invites everyone to come and visit our unique visitor center. See all the amazing museum-quality displays highlighting the seasons of the Ozarks and learn about meat curing and the history of Burger's Smokehouse. Peruse our factory country store where we offer the largest selection of cured and smoked meats found anywhere. While you're here, grab a smoked meat sandwich and enjoy our video tour in the Good Old Days Theater to see how we produce our famous products. Our 4-generation family business has combined time-tested twisted curing traditions with modern meat processing innovations to become the largest specialty cured and smoked meat processor in the nation. Burger Smokehouse is nestled deep in the rolling Ozark Hills near California, Missouri, just 20 miles north of Eldon on Highway 87. We're just a short drive from anywhere in the lake area. Just follow the road signs to Burger Smokehouse. You can find our products in grocery stores throughout the lake area. Visit our website at smokehouse.com. Burger Smokehouse, your trusted provider of cured and smoked meat since 1952.
And we're back here in Osage Beach, Missouri. Little dribbler of a kick. Mishandled by the Indians, and they fell on it. 39 seconds left to go in the game. Probably just see victory formation for the Indians. Maybe just take a couple knees and call it a game. And it appears Drew Edwards is out of the game. I'm not sure who they have in there for quarterback. They put Wheeler, the senior, back in. Let's get his last snaps off here for his last home game at this stadium. And one more kneel down. It's a nice gesture by the Coach Johnson, letting Wheeler and company and some of these seniors be out in the field for the last couple plays of their senior years. Nope, they're not even going to do another play. And that's all, folks. Osage Indians 47, California Pintos 14. And we'll be back after this.
This live high school football game of the week on Lake TV is brought to you by Burger Smokehouse, Slumberland Furniture, Quick Car, Pro Designs, Rick Ball Ford Lincoln in Sedalia, Lake Regional Sports Medicine, Alternative Remedies, Shawnee Bluff, Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, Eris's Pizza, Hawken Car Star, Chances Are, and the official photographer of Lake TV, Studio T Images.
Welcome to Shawnee Bluff Winery and Vineyard. Order from a full menu including our tasty brick oven pizza. Shawnee Bluff Winery has an amazing assortment of local-made wines by the glass or bottle, and live music to enjoy them by. We even have quaint lakeside rooms to easily turn your visit into a vacation. Just 7 scenic miles down Route 54, look for Missouri's largest wine bottle, marking the entrance to Shawnee Bluff Vineyard, where you can relax among the grapevines and enjoy the beautiful view. The vineyard offers a beautiful setting for our live concerts all summer long, from names like Clint Black, Charlie Daniels, 38 Special, and many more. When it comes to events, Shawnee Bluff Winery and Vineyard has you covered. Our event coordinator is there to help you every step of the way. The winery has options for small gatherings up to 30 indoors or groups under the tent with a 14-mile panoramic view of the lake. Our 50-acre vineyard is home to our 5,000 square foot facility that can handle up to 300 guests and all the amenities you might need for your big day or event. So whether you're looking for some great wine and food or views and celebrations, the winery and vineyard at Shawnee Bluff has everything you need to make your getaway unforgettable.
Chances Are Restaurant and Lounge in Laurie is a hometown favorite and has been since 1989. With generous portions, favorable pricing, and a familiar staff that treats you like family, going to Chances Are is a no-brainer. They're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Come in on the weekends for the prime rib and all-you-can-eat shrimp. And on Saturday night, year-round, they feature live music with some of the area's hottest bands. And if you stay out too late on the weekend and need that late breakfast fix the next morning, come enjoy our all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet until noon on Saturdays and 1 on Sundays. Off Highway 5 in Laurie, come find out what makes us so special and...
If you're here once,
chances are you'll be back.
It's time for the Rick Ball Ford Lincoln in Sedalia post-game show. Back to you, Will.
On this one, I get the Chiefs winning. I got the Chiefs for sure. Like the Chiefs, I've got some hard-hitting gridiron deals we always have at the Rhineball Auto Group. Right now, what are we doing? It's just, this is kind of ideas, you know, I was thinking a little bit. You got me thinking about the football and the Chiefs, and they dominate, and we dominate too. I thought we were just filling out a bracket.
What we doing, guys? See, just imagine it. Rick Ball, football goes together perfectly.
Sounds gonna make a point there.
Back here on Lake TV for our Rick Ball Ford Lincoln in Sedalia post-game show, now joined by our Pro Designs player of the game, one of my favorite linebackers to ever wear the crimson. Talk about Austin Magnuson. Great game tonight, man.
Thanks, sir.
Tonight, 3 touchdowns. You had 6 on the season rushing. But talk about what it meant to go out with a bang here on your home turf. You were here for 4 years, did a lot of good things. What'd that mean for you?
Well, we've had 2 losses in a row. It's kind of rough there, but to end the regular season on a win is a huge motivation and just great to go into the postseason.
Yeah, you were talking about your guy got banged up a little bit in Dalton to pay, but you guys should have him back next week. What do you think your chances are to make a deep run in the playoffs?
Well, if we're all clicking, it'll be an exciting time.
Indeed it will. That's your Pro Designs player of the game, Austin Magnuson. Austin, thanks, buddy. Good luck the rest of the way. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks,
we come back, we'll have Coach Devin Johnson, and we'll look back at how the Osage Indians took care of business tonight here on their home turf as they improved to 5-4, beating the California Pintos. That and much more on our Rick Ball Ford Lincoln in Sedalia postgame show after this.
Pro Designs, but better than a billboard.
If you're looking for a long-term, sustainable way to brand your business, wrap it. This is Jimmy at Pro Designs, and we're excited to announce we now offer financing. That's right. Pay as you grow with flexible payment options. Go to ProDesigns.com, click on the financing tab, and in minutes, know your approval status. Simple, fast, and easy.
Pro Designs, but better than a billboard.
Welcome to Alternative Remedies Plus, natural remedies for your mind, body, and soul. If your body is out of balance, our BioMeridian Stress Assessment can suggest supplements that can restore harmony physically and mentally using our own collection of herbs and supplements. We also offer an extensive selection of vitamins, herbs, sports nutrition, weight loss, and other supplements. Alternative Remedies Plus. Visit us today in our new location next to the Big Red Barn, just off the square in Camdenton.
This live high school football game of the week on Lake TV is brought to you by Burger Smokehouse, Slumberland Furniture, Quick Car, Pro Designs, Rick Ball Ford Lincoln in Sedalia, Lake Regional Sports Medicine, Alternative Remedies, Shawnee Bluff, Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, Eris's Pizza, Hawken Car Star, Chances Are, and the official photographer of Lake TV, Studio T Images. Welcome back, folks. The Rick Ball Ford Lincoln in Sedalia post-game show, now joined Osage head coach Devin Johnson. Coach Johnson, you guys took care of business.
Yeah, I thought we started out probably playing the best football we played all year. I mean, the first 14 minutes we were pretty solid, pretty locked in, and the second series we punted and went 3 and out, and it was a bad play call by me. Honestly, which set us up in the second long situation, and we just couldn't get out of it. But I thought the first 4 series offensively we clicked about as well as we have. Defensively, we looked really good. There was a little bit of a lull there going into halftime, and we just challenged our guys at halftime to go out and finish the game. It's their senior year, it's their senior night, so go finish it the way you want to. And I thought they responded very well and played well in the third quarter.
Played very, very well. Another thing that you guys did very well tonight is you guys played pretty much
penalty-free for the most part.
Yeah, this is the time you're going to clean some of that stuff up. And there were a couple of turnovers, but really one of them was an errant that we'll have to clean up a little bit. But this is the time of year you want to play sharp. You want to execute the best way that you can. And, honestly, our guys were pretty clean the entire night.
So, Coach, I do know at the end of the game, Dalton looks to get nicked up a little bit. Do you have any prognosis on that?
Not yet. I mean, we'll see. He's got some pain in the back of his shoulder, so we'll see how it is. He's able. I mean, he's got range of motion and things like that. It's not full, obviously, and he's tender. So we'll just reevaluate him Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and we'll kind of see where he's at.
Okay, we talked about it in the pregame. I mean, this is your being your fourth year, this is your first team that you've had all the way from freshman to senior, being the last time you have him here at home. Touch on that.
Yeah, it's special. It really is. And what I told him down there was, seniors, thank you for taking care of business because of the effort that you put in tonight, every player got to play. So freshmen thank the seniors, sophomores thank the seniors because of what they did on the field. You guys got some experience at Friday night. And, I love the guys. I mean, I love them as football players, but I love them as individuals. And as a staff, we do anything that we can for them. And we really define success, 20 years down the road with how good of husbands they are and how good they are in the community and how productive they are in that end. But we just love them to death, and we hope that they're as successful as they can be.
Yeah, you've got to see them grow indeed. Now, Coach, obviously a lot of football still left to be played. Potentially, you guys improved to 5-4. Next week it gets for real. I know obviously this was real, but next week winner goes or loser goes home. Touch on next week's matchup.
Well, it kind of depends on where we're at tonight. We think we're going to play St. James, but we'll know for sure here in a few minutes. Our district is tough. There's a lot of competitive teams, but I mean, I'll be honest with you. If I look at the top end of our conference, I think any of them could be just as good as any team that will play in the district. We're sitting at the 6th seed, and that's where we're going to be. But I kind of like our position. When I look at teams in our district, they're all good, but there's not one team that really stands out as a team that you don't want to play. So being an underdog role is something that I kind of like, and that our guys will kind of grab onto. So we feel like if we're going to play well and if we play at the best we can, we have a chance against any team that we play in our district. So we just hope to get hot and make a run.
Yeah, I agree, Coach. You look back at your guys' 4 losses, and, all of those 4 teams that I feel confident if you guys play the top of your level, you guys beat that team.
Sure. And 2 of those teams are top 5 in state at Missouri Class 3. And one of them was second ranked, and we're down by 1 and going into half. And honestly, there's 2 plays that go differently. We might be able to win that game. So our guys know they can compete with the best. We just going to have to learn how to turn those close games into victories.
I don't know if people watching are as concerned as I am, but Nick Riley going to be good to go a week from tonight?
Yeah, he's fine. He'll be fine for next week.
Awesome. Hopefully we get Dalton back, be healthy, and be ready to rock. Wherever you're at, doesn't really matter. Osage Indians hoping to get a win and continue to play football.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's head coach of the Osage Indians, Devin Johnson. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be right back after this.
On this one, I get the Chiefs winning. I got the Chiefs for sure. Like the Chiefs, I've got some hard-hitting gridiron deals we always have at the Rhineball Auto Group. Right now, what are we doing? It's just, this is kind of ideas, I was thinking a little bit. You got me thinking about the football and the Chiefs, and they dominate, and we dominate too. I thought we were just filling out a bracket.
What are we doing, guys? See, just imagine it. Rick ball, football goes together perfectly.
Sounds gonna make a point there.
We brought together outstanding special purchases and customer favorites at Slumberland priced so low, they won't last for long. This tag means it doesn't get much better. So many to choose from. Like this Lazy Boy recliner for just $288. Customer favorites at special purchase prices. While they last. Find your new favorite for less. But hurry in. Slumberland. It's a good life.
We're back, folks, here on the Rick Ball Ford Lincoln NCAA postgame show. And, Dave, we thought Osage came tonight. They had a pretty good chance to beat California, and they took care of business. And Coach said everybody got to play, and that's very important.
Yeah, I think they had better than a pretty good chance. They took care of their business, and really it's a tune-up for next week's match against possibly St. James.
Right, and if not St. James, then Eldon, I imagine it's probably going to be St. James. Now, we do apologize for anyone watching if we did have technical difficulties there for the first part of the interview with Coach Johnson. No pointing fingers. We're not going to say who it was. It's my fault. But, it was a good night for football. If you're California, I mean, hey, you got a lot of young guys. We saw some promising things. Dakota Henry's going to be back. Kent Riley's going to be back. You're obviously going to have both your quarterbacks. Liam Glenn's going to be back. And it'll be interesting to see whether Alex Currens or whether Bryant Davis, the freshman, who's going to have a better week of practice and who's going to play next week as the starter in their opening round of districts. And if you're Osage, you heard me talk about it. I don't really feel if there's anyone this team can't beat, especially in this district or conference.
I agree. They've got all the playmakers, and as long as DuPay comes back next week healthy and ready to go, he's a big guy for them. Really, they can't compete with everyone in the conference, and they proved it, except last week against Eldon, had a little bit of a hiccup. They're kind of a formidable team, but they still can't compete with everyone.
Yeah, and that's all a scheme, really. You know, you look at Eldon and the way they run the football so well. We're going to get another look at them next week, and whoever comes in, you know, they're going to have their hands full. They're going to have their work cut out for them. Eldon just does such a nice job of hiding the football, and then you have the quarterback, Dawson Brandt, who we saw it a few times last week. You know, you lure the defense to sleep. You know, you kind of get them on the balls, their feet, thinking the handoff's coming. All the defense moves one way, and then Dawson Brandt rolls out, and he's off to the races.
But we can't underline enough that it's their offensive line, really, that makes that thing go.
I don't think anyone that watched any part of last week's game forgot about how much we praised and loved the offensive line for Eldon, and rightfully so, you know. But to wrap up for tonight, it was a good night to be an Osage Indian. Special to see this senior class that started in the inaugural season of Devin Johnson as freshmen, spent 4 seasons in the program, and their career here at beautiful School of the Osage on this turf, anyway, comes to a halt, and it does so in nice fashion. They get the big win over California, 47-13, and they improved to 5-4 for the entire Lake TV football crew. Dave Glendenning, William Holtz. We'll see you next time.
This live high school football game of the week on Lake TV is brought to you by Burger Smokehouse, Slumberland Furniture, Quick Car, Pro Designs, Rick Ball Ford Lincoln in Sedalia, Lake Regional Sports Medicine, Alternative Remedies, Shawnee Bluff, Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, Eris's Pizza, Hawken Carstar, Chances Are, and the official photographer of Lake TV, Studio T Images.